for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
This is the Cutting Edge on RFM. In the background, you listen to the man from Warika. Those of you who don't know where we are talking about, Warika Hill, out in the east there. A man called Rico Rad Ricketts, who just passed away. One of the great musicians of Jamaica. Trombonist, yes. Play for many hit songs in Jamaica, plus him have his own hit song, which is this one you're listening to. It's a very popular one. Man from Warika. Enough tune him play upon. You listen to all of Carolina, you hear little hands in there him do it. Enough Prince Buster tune them. Them long time easy snapping tune. I think I play upon the 2-7 clash tune to the hands where you hear Rico, the man from Warika Passway. You know, Jamaican in this time you're not gonna get the opportunity to even understand how great the music is. To the, what that them man there. Them man they fashion a kind of music in a Jamaica where go outside of Jamaica, beyond the shores of Jamaica, and make Jamaica known. Yeah. We're not talking about just singers now, we're talking about musicians. Because right now the musicians them kinda hardly are getting no work now because machine take over them work. Especially if he's a handsman. The handsman, them supposed to be hungry now because beyond the shores of Jamaica and make Jamaica known. Yeah. We're not talking about just singers now, we're talking about musicians. Because right now, the musicians, them kind of hardly are getting no work now because machine take over them work. Especially if he's a handsman. The handsman, them supposed to be hungry now because nobody now put hands in a music again, especially in a Jamaica. There was a time when you did have instrumental Jamaican reggae music. You know, you hear that again. You know, a long time, you know, a Sly and Robbie are the one where I think make the last hit instrumental tune. You know, no more instrumental tune again. Yet in them days, they did have instrumental tune where was number one. And them mania, Rico them mania was the man them where shaped that sound there. As me I say, enough tune him play upon where you wouldn't even imagine say him did play upon them. In the 70s there and in the 60s. Rico Rad Ricketts, the man from Warika. This is the Cutting Edge on RFM. It's a very unique place in that when you look at how the thing set up itself, most of the musicians them come from out of the east and most of the singers them come from in the west here. Well, not in the west yet, so but when we are talking about in relationship to Kingston, most of the musicians them come from out of the east. And most of the singers them come from in the west there, right in a trench town there, may I tell you. Unique. Warika. When we had the Marcus Garvey celebration, you will have known that the guest speaker was Omali Yeshitela. And he gave a speech that a lot of ones was asking if them could hear it on either my program or Cabo program. Well, we have the speech here in its entirety. And we want to play it for the people them who did want to hear it again and who heard about it and never did hear it and who just want to hear it. So we're going to feature that speech at about 11 o'clock. We're going to put it on and make the people them hear what transpired here during the Marcus Garvey celebration and the speech that Omale Yeshitela gave being here. Fusing jazz with reggae. I want to tell you all of them scam on there, you know. Even though a whole heap of them did come from Cuba because them have the Cuban influence. A whole heap of them did come from Cuba. I don't think him did come from Cuba still. But a whole heap of them is jazz man them. And ska is jazz. It's Jamaican jazz, you know. Ska Jamaican jazz. Whole heap of them man there. Tammy McCook, Roland Alfonso, Johnny, from all of them come from Johnny Moore. I mean all of them. A musician them, I listen to music from New Orleans and Chicago and them made and influence them. And them just take that and just fuse it with their own concept and ideas and bring out jazz. In a watch me talk about it. I'm glad somebody there watch the whole week. You understand? Yeah, man, I'm glad. I'm glad somebody live a Kingston. Believe you. Alright, sir. One night and 1 day. Because 4 hours of the night and 4 hours of the day, me there watch it. Plus the time there when me wait for the program to start and the time when I go to the hotel go sleep. I love me yard though. Believe you me, I love me yard. Rita Marley. Yeah. Shana K label distributed in America and it was like a big seller band in Jamaica. Yeah, but I don't hear them say I teach you pitch them for smoke ganja. With the teacher part and just make it without the teacher part tonight. One draw. Rita Marley for no reason, but we don't people play two Rita Marley. I don't so stay, yes. Rita Marley. The game, but me go play Rita Marley to me our best song. Yes. From them time there. Anytime we used to go and dance. I'm going to say dance, now I talk about dance hall. When the place, the name dance hall. That tune, me I tell you, Rita Marley, play. Coming through. So we tell you, so we're not going to play the original version of that tune about who called the game. Because say if I hit me really have line up here so now, believe you me, here goes.
Who called the game?
Well, me I tell the rest of them about watch them ganja we wanna buy again nowadays, you know. Yeah, watch out for the ganja we wanna buy nowadays. People that look some quick thing a go on, you know. I don't know where it a come from, you know. I don't know if it's man or thief man ganja and I put things in it, or the ganja where the policeman them sees. I don't know, but I know say some things not right with that ganja where I go around the place and all. I don't know if it's since them say decriminalize. I don't know where I go on, but we have to watch it. Because health is wealth. And right now we're sick. Jamaica sick. We're sick from all sort of thing. You know, high blood pressure, fatigue, loneliness, all sort of thing. Diabetes. We all feel, we're sick with our loneliness. Sir. But Jamaican people have the will. Them have the will. And they will still survive in all the madness we are going. we still say we are survive still. But we don't just want to survive. Because meanwhile, the politician them are trying to show you how great the thing I get. This you gone down, that you gone down. Me don't know if I blind, me blind. I mean, not really prejudice against them, you know. Me really don't want prejudice against them, but me still I try to see. I mean, I look at the people them now, the people them, just the normal, everyday person. Me not see them life, I mean, me not see them life get better, or them look nicer. I mean, downtown people that look nice all the while because them know which part to go buy them lipstick and them toenail and them ear with them have receipt for and all them something there. But in terms of quality of life compared to last year and this year, me not say the thing I get no better. But all me know where I get better is the profit them where the private sector company them I make. The profit them. I mean, like me I talk about some billions of dollars profit in the first quarter and the second quarter and all these things. I mean, I tell you, some of the top management people, them, you know, if you hear for them salary, if you hear for them salary, you know, believe you be, if you, hey, you don't ever want to hear them salary, you know, because you get them salary, you get vexed. Yeah, man, if you hear for them salary, you won't believe, say, people at Jamaica, I get them amount of money there. If you sit down in a air conditioner office and just twist them computer around the other way and put it on the other way. And you there, they are working at the boiling sun. And believe you me, I mean, I say a man in the office there, him not go to school for 7 years and 8 years at university, if you come out, you come get a better work. But me I say, the disparity is not lovely at all. And when me hear them I say things I get better, me I try to figure out this way me I look. Me I like them, maybe me have to in a certain area, people, category of people and go at them party and drink wine with them and all them way and put on suit and them thing if you find out say things I get better. Because me know a big man in Jamaica. We own business, I mean like business. And it's not no new money business neither. Where he must say things now work how it's supposed to work. Yet you have private sector people like the bank them and certain core people where I tell you every day upon television, it's like them at work for the administration and they hear this minister come out now and I say, boy, it would be a stupid idea for people vote against PNP because the private sector love them. Because the other day you hear say the private sector I tell GLP must get rid of oldness because them not give no money. Them not give no money to the party if oldness are still the leader. And not even a month after you hear one of the PNP man him come out and say the private sector love them. And you know, the man who say it, you know, him could be a billionaire too, you know, because him in a banking too, you know. Yeah man, him in a banking too. Round the corner there, so him in a banking. So when him say the private sector love the PNP and it would be a real travesty for really get rid of the PNP when them can't get the money from the private sector. Yeah, because the private sector love them. The IMF are work for the private sector. The IMF is working for the private sector. The government of Jamaica is working for the private sector. Them don't care a hell about the little man on the road where I sell him craft. Or the man where I push and cart downtown. Them no business with them. The private sector is that them I work with. So when you hear all the private sector come out and I say them not support one party, if what a piece of audacity, you are them a decide who is who and what is what, you know. Always you go on, you know. All your little vote where you have voted and go on like, you know. Your vote is dependent on how the private sector want you to vote. You think a joke? Because when them don't put money in at this party and this party say that and the other party say that, who will get the most money why influence the voters them more. Cause apart from can take out advertisement every minute on radio and this and TV, them also can get money to go in our community, go get the dirty labor right them and the cardboard, the plyboard come with them. Yes, I saw it go. $5,000 a year and $5,000 a year. Kentucky Fried Chicken here and Kentucky Fried Chicken there. You never get no chips with it. You never get no chips with it. So when you really check where I go at though, is the private sector run the government and decide where the government must do or mustn't do. And then them go and like say them do things for the poor. Terrible, terrible set of people them. Terrible people them.
Sharp.
Yeshitela, the man who was here during the guest speaker who was here while Marcus Garvey celebration was taking place. Yes, we will go to present the speech that he gave here in its entirety.
Oli Matatal was raised in the Gambia. Many of us know her as someone who organizes trips between Jamaica and Africa. The only noise you can make now is to clap Oli. And then can we be still again? Oli is going to introduce and invite to the stage our guest speaker. Thank you very much. Thank you.
When will my people learn? When will my people learn? When will my people learn that we need a revolution? We are our only solution. When will my people learn? We've been lied on and spied on, whipped on and tricked on, just for the right to live. We've been ravished and raped, and oh how degraded, but still we forgive. When will my people learn? When will my people learn? When will my people learn that we need a revolution? We are our only solution. When will my people learn? Uhuru! When I say Uhuru, I want you to say Sasa. Uhuru! 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 My name is Oli Matatal, and I'm originally from the Gambia, West Africa, and Tuskegee, Alabama. And I am a child of Pan-Africanism. I stand on the shoulders of my mother, Connie Tucker, who is also one of the co-founders of the African People's Socialist Party. She was the editor of the Burning Spear magazine, and she's also America's first modern-day political prisoner after Rosa Parks. I stand here to introduce our chairman, our Baba, our mentor, our leader, brother, Chairman Baba Omali Yeshitela, chairman of the African Socialist International and African People's Socialist Party. From the day he tore down the racist mural from City Hall in St. Petersburg, Florida in 1966, Chairman Omali Yeshitela has never stopped fighting for liberation for African people everywhere. In the heat of revolutionary struggle and during years in prison for his political work, Chairman Omali developed the theory of African internationalism that understands the world through the eyes of the African working class. In 1968, Chairman Yeshitela founded the Burning Spear newspaper, which is still published today. The chairman has authored numerous articles, pamphlets, and books. He has led countless campaigns in the name of African working class, including the Community Control of Housing Initiative that won 22,000 votes in Oakland, California in 1984, and the campaign that freed Desi Wood, an African woman imprisoned for killing a white attempted rapist with his own gun. In 1996, the chairman mobilized a community fight back following the rebellion sparked by the police murder of 70-year-old Tyrone Lewis in St. Petersburg. Chairman Omali made reparations a household word with the International Tribunal on Reparations for African People, which was held in Brooklyn, New York in 1982, finding that African people are owed $4.1 trillion from stolen labor in the doesn't include Jamaica. That doesn't include Belize. That doesn't include England. That doesn't include South America. The chairman founded the International People's Democratic Uhuru Movement in 1991 as a revolutionary mass organization to defend the democratic rights of the African working class. Last year, the party launched Black Stars Industries, bringing all of the economic development institutions of the party under one umbrella, creating partnerships with community members. Today, Chairman Omali Yeshua Taylor, as the leader of the African Socialist International, speaks to his growing base around the world and leads the worldwide movement for the liberation of African and African people. My people, Jamaica, the world. Let me hear you say Uhuru Sasa again for Baba Omali Yeshua Taylor. Uhuru! 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 Uhuru!
Uhuru. First of all, I'd like to offer my deepest and most profound respect to Sister Kabul and Brother Rahul and Mutabaruka. I'd also like to express my appreciation to Ali FM Radio for making this visit possible. And I want to offer a special statement of appreciation to Profi and the Rasta brothers and sisters who deepened the welcome here beyond comparison. And a special appreciation to Rasta. We recognize that one of the reasons that we're having this discussion today about Marcus Garvey and about Africa is because Rasta, despite all the persecution and murder that you withstood, made it possible for us to be here and have this discussion. Jah! I'd like to thank you for sharing your hospitality and your welcome to me, to my traveling companion, Brother Bruce here, Brother Alex Morley, who is someplace out in the crowd, who is the representative of our movement for the Caribbean, who traveled here from Nassau. I would also like to say that I bring you greetings from the leadership of the African People's Socialist Party and from its parent organization and the leader of the Uhuru movement, the African Socialist International. From the United Kingdom, from those Africans in Sweden and Luxembourg and Norway and France and Germany and Europe, and from Kenya, South Africa, Senegal, Sierra Leone in Africa, and from throughout the U.S. and Canada and North America. We are here today to celebrate the work and the legacy of the most significant leader in modern history, that is Marcus Garvey. We are here to declare that despite the persecution, the slander, and imprisonment of Garvey by a host of governments and people, Garvey lives. His enemies, our enemies, have failed. And we are determined to carry on the mission that he began more than 100 years ago. First of all, it is important for us to understand the work of Garvey in the context of today's world. When the deep and profound crisis of white power imperialism is visible for everybody to see. When the decline of white power, especially as represented by the United States, has led to a state of permanent warfare where innocent children, women, and men are being bombed by U.S. drones in Afghanistan, Iraq, and North Africa, where Palestinian Arabs are being slaughtered in their homes by Zionist thugs, where the rush to drive Africa into deeper despair by European bandits is becoming more desperate as they are now faced with Chinese competitors who are proving to be their predatory equals, and where your brothers and sisters are being stalked and slaughtered by whites in the U.S. that claims to be the most civilized representatives of white power democracy. This is not the natural order of things. The world and our condition have not always been like this. To understand the work of Garvey and our responsibility to change our condition, to understand our collective task and assignment, we must destroy all the myths we have been fed in the past about the supremacy of white civilization and about our own inherent inferiority. When we met white people, they lived under a system called feudalism, which was the next closest thing to slavery, where they were impoverished and without any rights at all. And I think it's important to mention this because what we have been taught is that white people, Europeans, came to Africa, came to the Americas because they had a surplus of civilization and Christianity that they just had to share with the rest of the world. We've been taught that it was the beneficence of Europe and white power and white people that is responsible for their presence in Africa and in what this area of the Americas is now called. But the truth of the matter is that white people lived under despotism, poverty, and disease. When we met white people, they lived under feudalism, a system that lasted for 1,000 years, where white people lived in sometimes state of absolute nakedness because they had nothing to wear, where much of what they earned, some of what they earned, I should say, went to themselves, but the vast majority of what they earned went to the nobility, to the landlord. The majority of the people were serfs and peasants who worked for the nobility. This is where you get the myth of Robin Hood, running around and robbing the rich to give money to the poor. And Europeans lived in a severe state of poverty. Between the 4 years of 1347 and 1351, half the white people on the planet Earth died of plague. They called it the Black Plague, but we had nothing to do with it. The plague was so serious that you cannot have any kind of meaningful economic life if half the population dies within 4 short years. And then for the next 100 years, that and other plagues wiped out much of Europe. It was so desperate that even the Pope, who claimed to have a special relationship with God, left the Vatican to try and find some place where no other human beings were living because he didn't want to meet God. He didn't want to meet the Jesus that he talked about so much in person. The plague was serious. Dogs died, cows died, horses died, husbands died, and their wives left them where they lay because she was afraid to catch the plague herself. So this was the Europe that claims to have come out to rescue us, when the reality is it was poverty and disease and desperation that pushed Europe, these people we call Europeans, out of Europe and into the rest of the world. How did Europe rescue itself from this state of poverty and oppression? First of all, it's really important for us to get a grip on this because all of us have been fed fantasies that they call history to explain this to us. They sometimes tell us that Europeans left Europe because they wanted to find spices, and I believe there's some truth in that. But you must think about this. At the same time, they claim, and it was true, that white people did not know the world was round, where they assumed there was a possibility that they might actually sail off the earth. They would travel for months on the water, threatened by the possibility to sail off the earth looking for nutmeg. If that's not poverty, I don't know what is. So Europe was caught up in poverty and despair. And it was the slave trade. It was the attack on Africa itself, the war on Africa itself, that began the process of rescuing Europe. It was an attack on these lands here that were inhabited by an indigenous population that had never seen a white man before. It was a consequence of this attack where resources began to leave, going back to Europe. It was the attack on China in 1841 and 42 that they called the Opium War, fought by England against China because China refused to trade tea with the British for opium. The Chinese did not want opium, and the British fought a war tea for opium and turned China into a nation of junkies, of drug addicts. This is that tea-sipping, civilized England that is always preaching to the rest of us. That England is sipping tea because it fought a war against China. There are no tea tree leaves in London. They didn't get that from London. They went into China and fought a war. So here you have a situation where a group of people who live in what we now call Europe, a concept that did not even exist until the 17th century. You must understand this. There was no such thing that was generally understood as Europe until the 17th century. Prior to then, the people who occupied that land identified themselves primarily in relationship to each other. The Normans, the Goths, the Saxons, the rest of them. And they existed in a state of ongoing tribal warfare. What united this group of people was the war that they began on Africa and the war they began on the rest of the world that transformed all of Europe so that now we are poor and Europe is rich. We are oppressed and Europe is free. Europe got its freedom and got its wealth through a parasitic relationship that it imposed on the rest of us, on Africa, on the rest of us. So now, instead of this fragmented group of tribes constantly at war with each other, they have united in pursuit of slavery, loot from piracy, thuggish colonialism. Now you have the emergence of a sense of sameness among white people resting upon an economic base of exploitation and oppression. That is what you call a nation. You see the emergence of the European nation at the expense of the consolidation of Africa, the Americas, and other peoples around the world. It's really important for us to understand that. And this sense of sameness is consolidated. It rests upon a foundation of an economic system, a social system that they refer to as capitalism. Capitalism, a dog-eat-dog system that needs exploitation in order to exist. It is a parasitic social system. Would be no capitalism if there had been no slavery. Slavery was the first big business in the world. It was the slave trade. It was the trade in black people, your parents and my parents, that united the world into a single world economy. That was a precondition for the rise of capitalism, a blood-sucking social system that continues to challenge the existence of everybody in the world today. So, there was a time when there were all these different group of people that have now become white people. We invented the white man. White man didn't even exist before the 17th century. Europe didn't even exist before the 17th century. It's important for us to understand this, brothers, because they would convince us that it is they who brought civilization to us, when the truth is we were building pyramids before white people learned to master fire. But it was the war explanation, the only explanation I got. The same explanation you got is that the reason Africans live like this as compared to the white people is because the white people were more civilized. They had civilization and we had none. That's what we got taught in their institutions, in their colonial institutions. They taught us that the white people had wealth and resources because they were thrifty and we didn't save our money. This is the lie that has been imposed on us. And they use the fact that white power dominates the world, even if shakily at this moment, as evidence of their superiority and our inferiority. And we say that the only thing the white domination of the world proves in terms of superiority is that they have been superior killers. They have been superior thugs. They have been superior rapists. They have been superior pirates. They have traveled the world and brought death and destruction everywhere they have gone. on everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. So here, we have a social system, an entire social system, this thing called capitalism, born through selling our grandparents, born through the massacre, the destruction of the Taino people here, born through killing and murdering people around the world. In the United States, there are some concentration camps that they euphemistically refer to as Indian reservations. Nobody even speaks about the people. If they're not in the room, they have been forgotten. They have been pushed out of life, out of history by European imperialist white power, parasitic white power. They created an economy, a world economy. It wasn't a Jamaican economy. It wasn't a U.S. economy. It wasn't a French or German economy. It was a world economy. The world economy, capitalism emerged as a world economy, and capitalism emerged as the rise and birth of white power in the world. Capitalism must be destroyed. White power must be destroyed. African people must be free. Must be free. So once upon a time, you had all these different groups living in Europe. The Celts, the Goths, the Saxons, the whole host of others of them. And then they became consolidated into a single nation as a consequence of enslaving us, as a consequence of driving us apart. White solidarity is based on the attack on the solidarity of Africans and other people around the world. So now, you look at our condition, brothers and sisters. You look at what's happening in the world today. The peoples of the world are rising up against this parasitic relationship. Increasingly, this is the reason for the crisis, the economic crisis that white power is experiencing today. Not because somebody knew the correct prayers, but because the people of the world are rising up to take back the resources that white power has taken from us. People are fighting back. It's just that simple. And that's why America and Europe are in a state of permanent warfare. That's why Obama, this bootlicking, white power in blackface, white power in blackface. That's why Obama is droning people in Afghanistan and Iraq and in North Africa. And that's why he's presiding over a situation where every day you look up, a new murder of African people is occurring by the police of white people in the United States of America. The people are rising up, and as a consequence of the people rising up, the whole economic system is being destabilized. This is not the first time something like this has happened. Europeans now struggling with each other, struggling with competitors to see who's going to get what part of Africa. You know, the first imperialist war that they call World War I was a war to redivide the world among white people. The white imperialists, the colonizers, who had carved up our Africa, carved up all of what they refer to as the Middle East, and put themselves in charge. With the first imperialist world war they call World War I, they fought because some of them were dissatisfied with the portion of the world they had. They didn't have enough black people under their domain. They didn't have enough Arabs under their domain. They weren't able to get enough resources from the Middle East and from the Americas, etc. So like any group of gangsters, they went to war with each other to redivide the world. And in this process, they created an organization that was called the League of Nations. It was a precursor to this organization that's called the United Nations today. And while they were in their meetings in the League of Nations, debating who was going to get what part of Africa, it was Marcus Garvey who stood up and said, Africa for Africans, those at home and those abroad. In the middle of that crisis, it's important for us to understand that he didn't say Africa for Jamaicans. He didn't say Africans for Afro-Germans. He said Africa for Africans, those at home and those abroad. It is because Garvey understood One Africa. One Africa. If I say one nation, will you say one Africa? One nation. One nation. One Africa. One nation. Uhuru. This is what Garvey understood and fought for. It wasn't just a pipe dream for Garvey. Garvey began to organize to make it a reality, because the discussion is nothing unless you are prepared to do something about it. You must be prepared to change the world, and Garvey had the confidence in himself and the confidence in us to understand that we can change this world. The world we live in, the conditions we experience, is a world and conditions which were created by human beings. Human beings can change this. This is one of the things that distinguish humans from other animals. Humans have consciousness. Humans have consciousness. A cow is similar to humans in certain biological aspects, but a cow goes to a McDonald's for a different reason than you, if you're dumb enough to go to McDonald's. A cow doesn't make a choice to go to McDonald's. You and the cow often go to McDonald's before you understand what Ross been talking about in terms of what you should be eating, right? You and the cow go to McDonald's, but the cow didn't make that decision. And we made the decision. As bad as the decision may have been, we made the decision. And this is the thing that distinguishes us as human beings. We say that this world is a world that we can change. We can create a world that meets our needs as a people. We can create a world so that we know that our children will have a future, not because we are praying for a good white man or a good Negro to get elected this time, but because we take the future of our children in our own hands, in our own hands. But you can't wish this into existence. Look at Africa, the richest continent on earth in terms of natural resources. 12 million square miles of wealth. Look at Africans, the most impoverished group of people on the planet Earth. It doesn't make any sense. Here we have a situation where, because Garvey's mission has not been completed, we are in a contest with all kinds of forces. Increasingly, we see the U.S. and China in a contest because China is the fastest growing economy in our Africa. Africa is the birthright of every living black person on the planet Earth. China and the U.S. are engaged in a contest for Africa. China, which white people used to laugh at. China, that white people used to say when they wanted to say something negative about human beings, about your lack of chances, they say you don't have a Chinaman's chance. They don't say that about China today. China has become a great power, and it is in the process of gobbling up our Africa, gobbling up Jamaica too. But you look at China and compare it to Africa. China doesn't have a tenth of the resources that Africa has. But when England deals with China, it deals with one China. When France deals with China, it deals with one China. When Belgium deals with China, it deals with one China. But when they deal with our Africa, they deal with 54 different Africas, which means you can't have a national economy. They have created these colonies. The white people got together, the ones that named my father Waller, they got together in Berlin in 1884 and 85 in order to keep themselves from going to war. At this time, over Africa, they carved it up and they gave each of the white countries a part of our Africa. Not for us, but for them. And because of that, you don't have a national economy. They control our economy. Because of that, they have imposed a sense of a false national consciousness on our brains. When we met the white man, we were Africans. He comes and carves Africa up. And now we identify by these territories that he created. Think about it. You have a place in West Africa that's called Cameroon. It's called Cameroon because the Portuguese, when they arrived there, they found a lot of shrimp. Cameroon comes from the Portuguese word for shrimp. So you got a lot of Africans running around calling themselves shrimp, but they are not shrimp. They are Africans. Africans. Look at the place in Nigeria that likes to pose as the mighty Nigeria. Was no such place as Nigeria. A man named Frederick Lugard was sent by the British, the same British that colonized us here, enslaved and colonized us here, sent this man named Frederick Lugard to deal with two separate territories that the British claimed as their own at gunpoint. And in 1903, when they had to pull the two territories together into one administrative entity, they had to come up with a name for it. Lugard's mistress at the time, who later became his wife, her name was Flora Shaw. She came up with a name for the territories, nigger area. Nigeria comes from the word nigger areas. We are not nigger Aryans. We are Africans. We are Africans. But there has been a false national consciousness imposed on us. And this is something that we really have to come to terms with, brothers and sisters. So we see a world that's fraught with violence, turbulence, decline of white power everywhere you look. U.S. can't bully anybody anymore. Used to be able to tell Venezuelans what to do. Venezuelans say, we do it our way. Used to be able to tell the people in Iran, do it this way. The Iranians say, that's not the way it's going to be. Used to be able to successfully occupy territories like Afghanistan and Iraq. But the people are fighting back everywhere. Everywhere the people are fighting back. And so you see economic crisis because this is a parasite that sucks the blood of the peoples of the world, and every parasite must have a host. So when you're dealing with a parasite, I don't know which parasite has been most pronounced in this area, but when I grew up, it used to be a thing called a tapeworm. And that was really true for people who ate that old horrible meat. And you get a tapeworm inside you, and the tapeworm, no matter how much you eat, you can't get any bigger. Tapeworm in you gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It just latches onto your intestines. You can't talk that tapeworm out. You can't say a prayer to make that tapeworm leave. And if the tapeworms voted, you couldn't vote the tapeworm out of there. Because if the tapeworm leaves, it dies. And that's the parasite that we are dealing with. We are dealing with an economic and social parasite that's called capitalism and white power. It must, as a condition for its success, it must continue to suck the blood of the peoples of the earth. It must do that. And if we're going to get rid of it, we're going to have to do just what you have to do to get rid of a tapeworm. You're going to have to use some revolutionary medicine. You take some revolutionary medicine and you can flush the tapeworm down the toilet of history. That's what we have a responsibility to do with this predator that's been feasting off the blood of African people for the last 600 years. So, brothers and sisters, there are not going to be any exceptions for us. We're going to have to do just like everybody else has had to do to win freedom. Look around the world that we live in. 80% of the people on the planet Earth are trying to survive off $10 US or less a day. 50% of the people on the planet Earth are trying to survive off $2.50 or less a day. And if you're in Africa, you're lucky if you get $1 a day to survive on. People work all day just to get a meal in our Africa. Where did this come from? Not from some ignorance of Africans. We taught them agriculture. We taught them the sciences and what have you. It has come as a consequence of somebody else taking control of our Africa and our lives. They are not going to give it up. We are going to have to take it back. It's going to take the same thing to get out of this situation that it took to put us into this situation. Marcus Garvey understood that clearly. That's why he organized Africans all around the world. Because the reality is this, that our struggle has run into its limitations wherever it's located, whenever it's fought within the context of the borders that white power created for us. Whether it is Ghana that they call today, whether it is Senegal, there is not going to be a Senegalese revolution. It's going to be an African revolution. The fact is that we have to have a Senegalese front of the African revolution. There has to be a Ghana front of the African revolution. There has to be a Jamaican front of the African revolution. We are in this thing together. One Africa. One Africa. So, organization is fundamental, and that's what Garvey understood more clearly than anything else. When Garvey put so much emphasis on organization, he understood that the most significant organizational struggle that we're involved in is the African nation itself. The nation that has been dispersed against our will across the globe. The nation that has produced value for everybody except ourselves. Africa must be united. And the Europeans, imperialists, and the Chinese, and the Turks, and the Indians, and everybody else that's sucking the blood of Africa, we are going to have to fight to free our Africa. We are going to have to build different fronts all over the planet Earth. Uhuru. That's what I'm about. Like Marcus Garvey, I find it absolutely impossible to accept a situation where anybody, any human beings on the planet should govern Africans except ourselves. Nobody should dominate the Africans. We have to be involved in self-determination. We have to find it unacceptable that anybody else should govern us except ourselves. And even when I say ourselves, I don't mean some puppet Negro that has been put in power or with the structures that capitalism and colonialism created for us. Look at South Africa. All the people split all around the world stood up, wanted to see what they thought was free South Africa. And that lick-spittle African National Congress, yes, it's a lick-spittle, butt-kissing, vomit-eating organization that came to power. And in South Africa, you go to South Africa today, you have a situation where less than 10% of the population, white people, own 87% of the land. They own land 4.5 times larger than England and Northern Ireland combined under the African National Congress. And what those Negroes do is they get their cut from the top, and the rest of us catch hell. That's in South Africa. You saw them gun down those miners who were just trying to get higher wages. They should have been trying to take the damn mines, but they just wanted to get paid more for getting the gold out for the white people. And that was too much for the Negroes who gunned them down. Why? Because you cannot use your oppressors' state apparatus to serve you. It will not serve you. It's got to be destroyed and has to be replaced by our own state power. I just want to say this, brothers and sisters, I don't know how they talk about it here, but in the United States, they want to convince African people that we're in some kind of struggle against racism. I don't even know what the hell a racism is. How does it taste? How does it look? When do you know you won the battle? Does somebody come out and wave a white flag and say we surrender? Does racism come out and surrender? No. The reality is that we are dominated all over the world, African people, by colonialism, where a foreign and hostile entity has assumed responsibility and control over our lives, either directly or indirectly, with neo-colonial, bootlicking, white power in black faces. It will not serve us. It will not serve us. So brothers and sisters, I'm on a mission. I'm working for Marcus Garvey. I'm working for Marcus Garvey. My objective is to build a revolutionary movement stretching across the globe of black people, African people who want to be free. Who want to be free. And one of the most important tasks that we have before us, we have to organize. And then we have to create a revolutionary ideology so that we know what the hell it is we are struggling for. Because our enemies have us struggling against our own interests too often. I met a wonderful young sister at a museum here a couple of days ago. Her name is Michelle. She said she was going to be here. And Michelle taking me through the museum, I guess it's a Taino. Is that what it's called, the Taino Museum? When I'm talking to her about Africans uniting, she says, I don't believe it. Africans will never unite. We will never be able to be free. And the reason she doesn't believe it is because she doesn't know what put us in this situation. If she knew what put us in the situation, then she could read the signs. She can see the decline of white power right before her very eyes and know what it is that she's looking at. But she can't. So ideology is really important. Educating the masses, a hardcore of revolutionaries. Everybody's not going to be a revolutionary, and that's all right. But if you can't be a revolutionary, you got the responsibility to support the revolution, whether you can be a revolution yourself. We have to create any people any oppressed people that ever won its freedom had to first create a revolutionary organization of steel cadre who may have been school teachers, bus drivers, bricklayers, lawyers as occupations, but their profession was revolution. Revolution. We have to have an international organization of professional revolutionaries. That way, we bring into reality one Africa, one nation. Not as a slogan, but as a reality. I want to leave you with one other slogan, maybe two, if you don't mind. We always open up our meetings with uhuru. You call our office any place on earth. Call our office in the Bahamas. They would answer the phone and say uhuru. Call our office in London. They would say uhuru. Call our office in Stockholm. They would say uhuru. We say uhuru because it is Swahili for freedom. It is Swahili for freedom. It was introduced to the world through the Kenyan Land Freedom Army that they call Mau Mau, led by Dedan Kimati, who fought the British, the same British that was terrorizing us here. The Mau Mau fought them to a standstill for many years in Kenya. So we believe that uhuru should be on the minds of African people 24 hours a day. When I come and greet you, I will say uhuru. When I leave you, I will say uhuru. When you call me on the phone, I will say uhuru. And I want to say to you again, uhuru. The Europeans have been too successful. It sounds like I'm speaking to a Catholic audience here. I believe we can do better than that. So we say uhuru. Uhuru. Let me just leave you with another. Since we are dabbling in languages from the homeland, there is a call and response. I say Israelite too. It means the land is ours. You say Africa. I say Africa. You say Israelite too. Together it means Africa is our land. It is Zulu. Can you work with that? Israelite too. Africa. Israelite too. Africa. Israelite too. Africa. Africa. One Africa. One Africa. One nation. Uhuru.
Thought-provoking, always smoking, lyrics like a bazooka. You are listening to Mutabaruka.
In the shade, real hot. In the shade.
We was there in the weekend, yeah. Nice festival. My sister who keep the festival called Lita. I want your sister named Monique who look after we carry wild food store and not the Monique what they have, you know. Not Monique Price. Different Monique. We are talking about African centered Monique, so now, even though she have French name at all. You know, for all the ones them who we see up there, Rothschild us to heal up everybody. And the people them come and say, Muta, you know, them tell us, say, come to say if you really I come up here to show you know. I don't know why I would go. Them say, Muta, believe you me and you make a come and say, you know, because we really want to see if you come for show. But why you them up and, you know, the tune at the background is a very important tune, especially them time of year when 1865 to what? Well, I don't know what, 2015. 100 years that. 100 years that. 100 years that money. How much years that? 1865 to know what? No 100. 150 years. 150 years since Paul Bogle decides he must take things in his own hand because the system are going like. These virgin third world make this tune because of that part of our history. 96 degrees in that scale. I tell you, 1865. We heard that IRFM will be in Morant Bay. When you say them about the money, 11th October, IRFM to the 17th, or till the 25th, and the 25th also them will go down there. Cause I remember when my lawyer Virgin did that talk about the reenactment of the case against the governor. The 25th that, yeah, they're going to have a reenactment of the case against Governor Air. I tell you, you know, believe you me, you know, so that man there is almost like him to get to, you know, because he was a criminal, you know. And it's not only we that say that did that, you know. We in England there. We in England, them did say my criminal, you know. But guess what? Not never happened to him. Not never happened to him at all. Then you have Paul Bogle, George William Garden. You see, me have a problem with George William Garden as a national hero. You know. I want to know if you can be a national hero just by associating. Just by association. Because people always say, him did do this and him did do that. I don't know which part of the history say him used to do this and do that. That you have all the parliament now named George William Garden House. You didn't know the Garden House name of George William Garden? Yeah, George William Garden. But I really, you know, there's a man named Sherlock, Philip Sherlock, you know, talk about this idea of George William Garden. But I not say, oh, George William Garden, because George William Garden get killed during that time there, because I'm associated with a rebel, according to them, call him rebel. I don't know. Oh, it's like why I not see, oh, Norman Manley is a national hero. I not see, oh, Norman Manley is a national hero. I not see it. I not see, oh, Bustamante is a national hero. If I want, can show me why is it that Bustamante and Norman Manley is a national hero and George William Garden a true national hero when me personally, this view does not represent the view of IRFM, right? George William Garden, George William Garden, Bustamante and Norman Manley. Them three people there, me not see how them become national hero. Me not see it. Believe you me not see it. Me no this is how a man want to say. You have to show me empirical evidence. When them talk about national hero, why is it that George William Garden is a national hero? Because he did have other people who did associate with Paul Bogle, where they dead too, and them never met them a national hero. So I don't know if it's true them were because him was part of the system and then him go associate with this man here, this black man who did that tell him say color for color. It's a them everyone tell him say Paul Bogle tell him thing there, you know. Paul Bogle in 1860 they don't talk about color for color, you know, black for black, color for color. Every man must find him own vine and him own fig tree as a deacon. Believe you me. And I mean, what's a maroon, you know, the maroon them responsible for the breaking down of that tradition, that war where was raged there, you know, because the man them come down in the place there and they make the militia them start fire at the man them, you know, and kill a whole heap of them and them have to retreat. And I saw the thing start catch a fire, you know. Because Paul Bogle started, you know. And Paul Bogle started killing all we are going, you know. And the militia them started killing. And then when Paul Bogle said that, they must say, oh, skin for skin, black for black, color for color, you know. Watch out now, every man find one vine and one fig tree. And then we have some little brother will come and say, oh, chop Paul Bogle Rasta. Find him with all man finger and him bag and all them way there. Just like how them capture. You know, so I don't like talk about that thing, but because last I've talked about it, something where imprinting on my head, you know. A man like Three Finger Jack. You ever hear about Three Finger Jack yet? Three Finger Jack. Where history wipe out. Because Three Finger Jack is one different man. Different kind of man in a St. Thomas, you know. Him no care, you know. Three Finger Jack. You know, say me did I get you know, say the man will make Sankofa. Ethiopian really highly give him where did I make Sankofa, you know. Him say Muta, the next move we gonna make in a Jamaica is Three Finger Jack, you know. You a play Three Finger Jack. And them part of me want to play Three Finger Jack. Now all people Jamaica don't know about Three Finger Jack. But Three Finger Jack is the next man with the maroon them take capture. Three Finger Jack is the next man with the maroon them capture, you know. Say my criminal, you know. And when I better talk about Taki, and all them man there again, but we hear that IRFM, in the tradition of IRFM, will be in St. Thomas when they are highlighting the 150 years of that terrible genocide against black people by the state, organized by Britain. And then they will have now, black people now will sit in the court lawfully trying this terrible man for the crimes committed against the African people in Jamaica. So we're glad for you, sir, if I go out there. And I hope it broadcast, the whole light broadcast live without interruption. You go out there, man? You go out there? Eh? You depend on you want the jury them? No. You don't want the jury them? She laughed right in. She don't want the jury them. Oh, holy man supposed to. What is the penalty, by the way? Oh, you go. Alright, if you found guilty, what you go do? It's just a symbolic thing. Because you can't go dig him out time. Which part him bury, by the way? Which part him bury? You can't go dig him out back out of the cup and hang him. I do whatsoever. I don't know. I mean, it's just a symbolism thing. I mean, people do that all over the world still. The symbolic thing is very important at this time, yeah. Because a lot of people right now don't even know. It seems like the music, yeah, so. You know, when people could all listen to that tune and never ever realize Third World attack about Paul Bogle and the war we are going on in a St. Thomas there. Me hear them say St. Thomas is like, well, I know them I say, I mean I say St. Thomas is like 80, you know. Yeah man, St. Thomas is like 80. Believe you me, 80 rise up against the French, and it's the first free country where black people control and have for themselves the land. Land is the basis of power. If you don't have any land, you don't have any power. And the African them rise up and take over Haiti. And we see we are going in Haiti now. We see we are going in Haiti. Haiti is one of the poorest countries in this part of the world, and maybe in the world too. Because of their presumptuousness to really get rid of one of the greatest superpowers, the French, out of them country and control it. They had to be paying reparation to France for years. And when Aristide come and say, "Uno should have paid reparation," that was the end of film game. They have to run come to Jamaica and then end up in South Africa. You go back to Haiti eventually still, but St. Thomas have the same fate, you know. Yeah, man. St. Thomas have the same fate. Because usually hear them say St. Mary are the worst parish in terms of poverty and lack of development. But maybe at St. Thomas, really, if you go to St. Thomas, you hardly see no development out there, because the development where they're gone. All the coconut tree them, when you go through Manchini, if you go around so. The coconut tree them, our Jamaican native coconut tree them, get destroyed. And nobody can tell me, say, and nature destroy that. Me no business where man want to tell me, and nature destroy them coconut tree there. And that was one of the mainstay in a St. Thomas. But now we say, all sorts of things are going on at St. Thomas. When the chicken give a rise up in Jamaica, you hear say, and some white people fly one plane. St. Thomas people, them superstitious too, you know. But when you talk about Obia, all the things, them the Africa retentive elements of Africa, if you talk about revivalism and them thing there, St. Thomas keep that intact. So why me I make the relationship between Haiti and St. Thomas is because Paul Bogle lead something from Morant Bay to Spanish Town, San Diego de la Vega, for the rights of the workers them, the African people, the African workers them. And the man never ever, I don't even want to say it on the radio, he never ever do that on the man. And the man have to go back empty-handed. And this now lead to the war. The deacon just say, hey, all right, we could go down at the square now. The man, them go down at the square, them line up the man, them line up the militia, them and shoot the people, them. Man, them run, who can run, who go in at the hill, go back in the hill. And them just start over. And just decide, say, all right, black for black, you know. Black for black. If you say that not them days, you know. If you say that today, this government would have see you as enemy of the state. Same like how them say Paul Bogle. If we there so now and attack for the rights of the people them, and we not do nothing like half of Paul Bogle, and look how much of them are shoot down every day. In a 1 year, look how much people turn against themselves and kill them one another because of lack of opportunities and investment in them communities. And how much the state shoot down. May I tell you, let me just go and say the time is 12 o'clock because when we really check out the whole thing, it's really something else. It's really something else, you know, because how much more different it is right now when the white man, the there so, a charge Paul Bogle, than when the black man who are represent the white man here so now, a create havoc in the social, political, and economical situation of the majority of Jamaican people who still not own no land. RFM will be in St. Thomas to really deal with the 150 years of the Morant Bay uprising and also the reenactment of the trial of the governor who hung William Garden, Paul Bogle, and many others were hanged. And then we know about Sam Sharp. Sam Sharp was also hung. Young white, you know. I don't think he reached 30 yet. If he did reach 30, he never ever gone over 30. Yeah, young people used to do them things, you know. Yeah, man. Young man them. So, who amongst these young people now can put on the armor of Paul Bogle or a Sam Sharp? Because when we are light the fire and I move with the torch, now we expect somebody to take it from me and move it, go somewhere else. I don't know if the youth them ready for that. Because most youth now, them say the majority of youth, if you get a chance to go to America, I will go. It's Canada. That is the hope of, that is salvation now. There was a time when everybody want to run go to England. Remember all the young people them did want to go to England one time. I know the first time people want to go foreign and left Jamaica, you know. Because most of the people them in England were there for a long time now. Banana boat, them go up on there. Them old people they know where reach as 70 years old until it's them there in England from them at 20 and 19 and 7. And them dead still. A whole heap of them go up on banana boat, you know. And still there. So it's not the first Jamaican people are run well left Jamaica. Jamaican people are run well left Jamaica from in the 40s. That time my mother never pregnant with me yet, much less. Jamaican are run well left Jamaica from in the 40s. And in the 50s worse. I want to know whether that happened at Clarendon, why some people from Clarendon run away. Because when I take a look, I look on the whole thing, you know, I don't know if it's not a scientific thing, but most of the people them who I hear, when I ask them which part them use, when they come from, they say Clarendon. Yeah man, Clarendon, them say them come from. Most people may ask are England. So which part you come from? And they say Clarendon. I say, right, that would happen at Clarendon, why some people run left there? But really and truly, I don't know, young people want to run go to England. Young people who used to have picnic, run go to England from banana boat, and then send for them picnic. And them picnic come up there when they were 6, 5 years old. That I never used to have no visa for go to England because we were recognized as part of the child, our little child. We were a little child of Queen Elizabeth. So we never find ourselves and decide say we're going to go on with things up there that them can say no, we can't afford our little children them to come up here come and match up England in the year we're going to make them have a visa. So you're a part of the Commonwealth and you have to have visa to go to Britain. And these politicians don't see nothing wrong with that, you know. These politicians who still maintain that Jamaica is a part of the Commonwealth. You're under the British system. Yet still, Jamaican have to have visa. The way we are doing at the Commonwealth. What is the purpose of the Commonwealth to the Jamaican people? I don't really like a politician tell me why we hold on upon the Commonwealth. Why are we still a member of the Commonwealth? Operated, run and designed by our former colonial masters. Why are we still member of the Commonwealth? What purpose does it serve to be a member of the Commonwealth? So these young people who used to have them little picnic, when them end up at England, from banana boat and everything there, them send for them picnic, 5-year-old, 6-year-old, and them picnic they now reach up there, from them at 6-year-old till now them at 60-year-old. And them still let them make a life up there now, and them is British. Now, we have a next second young people now, who when them left high school, when them left university, if it was like first time, when you never used to have visa for go to England, you'd have see how much of them gone to England. And then a new thing happen. The majority of young people right now, if them get an opportunity to go to America and Canada, them going to leave and go there because them say nothing now go on to Jamaica. Nothing now go on to Jamaica. So that is the next thing for the politician them to check out. If them was doing so good, if Jamaica was such a lovely and bright place for opportunity and this for young people, why is it that most young people want to leave Jamaica? I know me I say that. I feel them statistics I say that. most Jamaican young people want to leave Jamaica. Let her put that in your mouth and suck it like a lollipop until it reaches stick. This is the cutting edge on RFM. Yes, me that telling you how the young people them want to run away from Jamaica, and it's not a new phenomenon. Young people that run away from Jamaica a long time. So if in at them time the young people that run away from Jamaica, when the colonial master them did it. But the problem with it, you know, is that the young people them did that run will go at the motherland. Hey, black people confused, you know. Them twist the road and turn the road, you know. Imagine now. Your colonial master make a situation here, so when I have an opportunity for you and you are run go for them country now where you feel the opportunity there, where when you go over there, you find say the street them not really paved with gold, or you can see school and Queen. You find say the street them not really paved with gold, or you can see school and Queen Elizabeth ugly face. And then when you check it, you have your picnic over there, you have your this over there, your house over there now, this and that over there, and you still don't own no land over there, still, you know. That's one house space you have. And then now when you look back on Jamaica now, you want to come home, but you don't know nobody down here. But guess what now? You have to go to prison for really get deported without visa, without a passport. Because them say the majority are prisoner. I tell you, Rasta, until the majority are prisoner in England. A Jamaican. When I say majority, I mean as a group, like you have, make say you have like Nigerian, Jamaican, Kurdish, this, that. And Jamaica for Jamaican people in a prison in England. But here we know, Jamaicans influence England a lot. England get influenced by Jamaica a lot. And now we say America is our streets of gold place now. Canada and America. And the visa them, you go to the embassy them, it's like, wow. I mean, when you see Jamaican people set up business after just being outside at the embassy, you must know that things get away though. When you see woman go get chair, for rent chair, to people who are wait outside at the embassy. When you see woman set up business where you can't carry your cell phone, go in at the embassy. So you them how to know. Them set up a business where them keep your cell phone for you and you pay $100 and you go inside, come back. Who that know? Some people that say, me nah left my cell phone with them, you know, but guess what? None of them nah thief your cell phone, you know, because them know it's a business. And them run it like a business. So when it does, them sit down out there, so and them say, you have your phone, all right, give me your phone, $100. When you come out back, 100, them just go to boom and give back your phone. You stand up under the sun, you can't wait till you near earth, you can't have arthritis, them go to boom, chair for rent. A business. You understand? So now, the place pack up to go to America. America is a land of opportunity and bliss. According to the statistics, it's not me that say these things, you know. America is the worst first world country. In all the countries that them deemed first world, them say America is the worst first world country. America have more prisoners in prison than China. Wow. I know me I say these things. And then you have now we don't recognize these things. There's a process in these things. And if you look at history, I will repeat it again, you know. There was a time when Greece, yes, the same Greece, where you see I got through problem with the IMF and so no one has sort of turmoil in Greece. Greece was a superpower, you know. Greece was a superpower. Greece used to run the world. The language, the Greek language was a language where, even the New Testament, where them call now Christian Bible, the first time it was written in Greek. And when them translate the so-called Old Testament or the Torah from Hebrew, them translate it into Greek. So a whole heap of the the understanding was lost in the translation, you know. Because the Greek them have them own word for identify certain things and ways in the manuscript them where them get. So Greece, superpower. Then you have Rome, the Roman Empire. And the Roman Empire, and them start to call it Greco-Roman Empire, where you have Rome now set up a system where everybody start to fight against Rome, because Rome was like the colonial masters of the world, like Greece. And then after Rome now you have Britain. And Britain go and divide up countries and manipulate countries all over the place. Turn India in a two country, Pakistan and India, a terrible thing. And then the Jamaica now, we, they are so now. And we want to go America because we feel say America is going to be the place. But guess what now? Remember I said it have Greece. Remember I said it have Rome. Remember I said it have Britain. Now you have America. Then what you think I got them? What you think I got them? How are the mighty falling in battle, man? May I tell you? You push a dog around for so long, one day that dog going to turn and bite you. Yes, cutting edge.
Hello?
Yes, listen.
Yes, do you consider Jamaica to still be a slave colony today?
If I consider Jamaica to be a what?
Slave colony, as you keep saying.
You hear me say Jamaica is a slave colony?
You said so.
You hear me say Jamaica is a slave colony?
Yes.
You hear me say Jamaica is a slave colony?
Mutabaruka, is Jamaica a slave colony?
No, but I ask you, but don't tell me say you hear me say Jamaica is a slave colony.
All right then.
No, all right, brethren. No, all right, no, I said, listen to me. I said that the people them here is running to the country that colonized them, hoping to them going to find better over there, and now them running to America. These farmer slaves.
You go to America many times to get
I know I run go America. Most Jamaican people, most young people right now, if them get the opportunity, them left Jamaica and go America. I know I left Jamaica and go America.
People that leave Jamaica and go to America, they have big house, many millions of pounds.
A lie you tell, man. You know no sense, man. You know no sense away.
I know that.
Most Jamaican will left Jamaica and go America. Have big house.
Yes.
Which way you live? Where
Why
you
do
live?
you go there?
Me go there to make money and come back.
Watch out,
yeah, of course, me a hypocrite. Me a hypocrite, yes?
Yeah.
When me want to live in America for? When me live in America for?
So Mutabaruka, when
say,
are you going to
look here, watch out, listen to me now, listen to me. Don't get presumptuous and fierce here now.
No.
Because you don't know what I have in Africa for you to tell me.
I'm asking you.
No, listen to me now. You hear me I say now? As a little British boy, you hear me I say? You can't tell me say most Jamaican will live in Jamaica and go America have big house. A foolish theater. You don't know that.
When are you going back to your motherland?
I have been there many times and many times.
I'm not asking about going there many times. When are you going there?
Look here,
food?
I am now having the opportunity of being in both worlds and not suffering.
Right.
How that sound to you? How that sound to you? I am having. Is an answer? I am living in both worlds. Look here. I am living in both worlds and I'm not selling no drugs. I am living in both worlds and I am not selling no drugs, and I have a wife and I have a family and I still don't live in America.
Money
I can go to America. Don't tell me what money will. If I go to America, the only way a man get me for go to America is if him call me and not go pay me.
But you go there to get their dollars.
So what's wrong with the dollar? No wrong. Me not get the dollar.
You criticize them.
Yeah, but I do have no problem with the dollar. I do have no problem with the dollar.
With America.
Then you know no problem with America.
Me? No, sir.
Okay, that's why I say you're a nice little English boy. You're a nice little English boy. You don't have no problem with your old Conyolan master. You're a nice little English boy, man. You're a nice little English boy. The Queen love you.
Yes,
the Queen love you, and you have a British passport, and you feel nice.
Yes, I have it.
Yeah, man. And that, you know what I want you to know? When you reach to heaven, show Peter at the gate the passport, and he will say, "Oh, you're a nice British fellow. You want to go there."
When are you gonna stop playing YouTube video?
Me?
Yeah, because it's all I hear you do all the while.
What is madman, man? You're a madman, man.
I know you are a crazy.
But you say me I play my YouTube. When say me I play YouTube?
I don't walk barefoot.
No, so what happened to that? You can't walk barefoot. But you can't walk barefoot. But you can't walk barefoot.
You're a disgrace.
Because me walk barefoot.
My foot is educated.
No, me ask you a question now. Me wait there. Because me walk barefoot means a disgrace.
Yeah, you are a disgrace.
Okay. How much house you have? How much house you have in England? How much house you have in England?
That is personal, you know.
Okay. Oh, but me going to Africa and no personal. Yeah.
Listen, man.
How much house you have in England?
Listen, Mutabaruka.
Man,
you're not very bright, you know.
No, me know me not bright. Me know me not bright, man. Me know me not bright, man.
You can the people of Jamaica with your foolishness, with your silly talk.
Rule Britannia rule, you damn idiot, you. Rule Britannia rule. Yes, anyway. All right. So me go to the this little English boy. I don't know wrong with this little English boy. Okay, so me go. I do have nothing against American dollar. I do have nothing against American dollar. What a man know that. But me, Mutabaruka, where you sit down here, so? Nah, they go live. Me will sit down here, so, with all the gunman them. And if me left here, so, Africa me gone. Me set myself that way there, you know. You think me an idiot? Me set myself that way. Me prefer sit down here, so, with the Jamaican people them. Than go America, go live. And if me nah live in Jamaica, Africa me gone. Me I tell a man that non-apologetically. So this little boy from England with them little idiot sailboat, me is a disgrace because me I walk barefoot. I have been to England barefooted. That's why you know that in your British Airways. I've been in Buckingham Palace with me barefoot, if you don't know that. And other palaces that you want to be into. Anyway, next call. Next call. I'll give you the boy aggravate me, you know. So, him hear me say, him hear me talk about Jamaican and slave. This farmer slave plantation island and so, where them people that come from aggravate people, man. Yes, cut the edge.
Greetings, I Congo.
Oh, blessed my lad, oh, you know what?
In the God.
you know, this little English boy I come aggravate me, man. This little English boy coming to aggravate me.
Miss Lou said we could laugh at them.
him ugly queen. I mean, this little English boy.
You know, I love his mentality.
How are them idiot people that come? Hey.
Them they bout, man. Them they bout nothing, no.
Watch out. England, them they too, you know. You have to England. More than America, you know. England, idiot them there, you know.
I don't want to tell you, England done enough for them mad, you know.
You know, you hear him sound like a madman. You know, you hear him tell me say, Mr. Disgrace because I walk barefoot.
Yeah, man. I know be the call, man.
If I that because tell me which part of the world.
I be the call, man, you know, because we walk barefoot.
Watch out, man.
Where him saying?
We want to know which part of the world we go where me no walk barefoot.
I Congo.
We don't own that now less my personality or less my whatsoever. It seems a little English boy.
Let me forget about that.
Let me listen to program them was a night do. A man in Odo, a man in England though. Anyway, talk baby, talk.
We want to talk economics.
Yeah.
I know, say, right? Without a doubt that it is money that dictates the class system. The class system what I have.
Yeah,
the upper and the lower and the middle. Right? we know says money dictate that. The people them in the what they call upward, them control most of the money. The middle, I get the crumbs and go on, you know. Yeah, and the lower, hand to mouth. Okay. Watch this now. Some time ago, I confront a prime minister concerning reparation, black reparation, and I went on to say to him, we don't owe them. According to our black story, we don't owe them. It's them us, and they can't afford to pay us. So the first thing we should do, individually and collectively, regionally, with all the islands in all the places that they disperse with, we put forward on the table, say, wipe off this debt thing, this national debt thing. And that prime minister who I spoke to, he was he was famous for saying when he was asked about the national debt, he was famous for saying the national debt me ask. Like brushing it aside. Right? So I put that to him. You know what the man said to me? He said, Ross, we are not eligible for debt forgiveness, debt wiper, because they say that we are a middle income
people.
Yes. So, I Congo, the IC, that word there, that word there.
Middle income.
Yes. The IC now, the state that they put the lower class like it don't exist now, you know. Because if we is a middle income community and is not eligible for debt cancellation and wiper because we are a middle income community, what they are saying, is that the low class is not counted, The low class is invisible, which is the masses of the people in Iowa.
Yeah, well,
right now, they are overstand what I'm saying?
Well,
because when them say that, the upper class laugh, because them smiling going to the bank. The middle class, them don't give a damn. Once them get little crumbs off the table and them all right.
But one lower class, I know one to the lower class.
That may say I Congo.
But in America, them not talk about lower class, middle income and middle class, them talk about, I know in all Iowa TV, I know you them talk about lower class in America.
Look at
so
that.
I guess that's the same thing we adopt, when we talk about middle class and
that is exactly what they do.
Upper class and middle class
That is exactly what they do. But the fact is that there is a low class.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I
said them invisible. Them lower class invisible.
It's terrible.
Yeah, them invisible.
And within the scheme of things, and that is why you see this global recession what they talk about. I keep saying it, Is Malcolm X says like Master House burning, and we say our house is burning, like Master Sickness sick, and we say our baby sick.
We sick.
We sick, Master.
Or when you work in one of them people after you say, you have any cloth? No, we don't have any.
No, we don't have any.
Yeah, man. These farmer slaves, we are farmer slaves trying to, we don't know what we are trying to. We get away, though. We get away because them embedded in us so much that we internalize their ideas and philosophies and turn it back for ourselves.
Terrible.
We are trying to live out for them reality. I don't realize that them are no we and we are not them. And so,
terrible.
Anyway, give thanks, brethren.
Rastafari.
Yes. Yeah. Cutting edge. Yes, this is the cutting edge. Yes. Blessed.
Bless.
Yeah, man.
I'm out.
Where am I there? Cutting edge.
Yeah, you don't know. Yeah, at the minimum wage upon the front burner, motor.
You
saw me I say, And me I tell you, one of the wickedest things, right now, the slavery really
How much are the minimum wage?
The minimum wage is $5,600.
Okay.
You see me? But right now, the consultation are going.
Well, for raise it.
At the Ministry of Labour.
For raise it. For raise it.
Huh? Yeah, for increase.
How much you want to increase it to?
And to all the thing really I go now is like at the same IMF 7% them want to put on for the thing. So me I say.
Well, there are people them not agree with the 7%, man. To the teacher them.
Yeah, but 7% are $5,600 is not the same as 7% are $56,000. You see me I say?
Yeah.
You get the drift?
Over a period of 2 years, them say, 3 years.
Yeah, you see me I say?
Yeah.
But here what now, the security guard them want to talk to it in the night because enough of them listen to the program and enough of them did know say the minimum wage consultation are going because it come on TV and up on the new radio and the newspaper and see it go on today and I don't see one security guard come and really say boy, voice them concern from the whole issue. It's like what I say, it's like a man I say boy, everything alright for them. You know so me I say?
Yeah, so you're a security guard?
Yeah man, I am a security guard.
You are advising for them, man. No, you are security guard.
No, Muta is not to say I na advice. You saw what I say? But a situation prevail in the whole existing structure of the thing right now where the chairman of the minimum wage advisory commission I work for one of the top brand security company them on the island.
Yeah.
You saw me I say?
Yeah.
And the whole process.
So you say him not have the interest of the security guard them in
he wouldn't have the interest of the security. So the whole entire process is flawed and not one yard from that company don't come and say boy yes. And the whole of them know. And what I tell you is it's a wicked piece of thing right now.
So what happened now with the security? What are going to do now? Tell me what are going to do.
Well, I know what we are going to do, the government where make them deliberation and cabinet are going to make the deliberation and probably them going to raise it for next year.
So them not no union?
Nah man, the security guard work, them consider we as tractor, A tractor them consider security guard as, enough of the contract work them tell you, But at them are the can and you are the tractor. I saw the thing set Muta in Jamaica,
Yeah.
You saw me I say? Them is the can and you are the tractor. We are all of the work for them and them are collect all of the security business in Jamaica, $1 billion business.
Yeah, but I ask you what not going to do that. Me ask you what not going to do.
Not go.
So you don't have no power then. You say you don't have no power to do nothing then. That's the way you
Yeah, but it's for me. And when them things like these now, at them time a man for come out and voice them concern and no man no you saw me I say. Because
the security guard in Jamaica them not no power and no balls. Which one of them now?
No, it's like the system we can get to them because
Well, maybe that time to the teacher them too.
Man can't afraid in them time right now, because if Paul Bogle and Sam Sharp them never afraid to take on the system, we are still in a shackle and chain same way today right now.
Yeah.
You see me? But the man them have to wise up and so I go on the soul.
Yeah, but when I say Bridget, you tell them to wise up, but what them to do? Because you're a security guard now. What you are suggest the security guard them to do in terms of not accepting where the government are going to put on them?
Yeah, that's why me that say everything this thing out in the open. The whole of them know say it out in the open. And not even one man from the big name company them over 200 security guard company there in the island in Muta.
Oh yeah?
Over 200, Jamaica have the most security
then
guard
nobody
company.
Not secure my yard. We need a security to secure
yeah, probably you know no money for probably you know no money to employ them.
No, here's what me a security guard. You see me personally, I'm sorry for security guard when them sit down and get and sleep, and nothing happen, I'm sorry for them, Bridget. Me I tell you. Me not think them would have want employ a man to sit down at my gate and can't go sleep. He have to pressure himself and pressure him eye and all them things. I don't feel someone want to employ a man that way there. I bet I get a couple dog rasta. Believe you me.
Is that thing?
But then again, you wouldn't have an employment, so it's a problem.
Yeah,
but there's no problem. Would I prefer not no thief have no police, that have police and thief?
Because right now, if they said minimum wage, not for the employer them under the island, you know. I them gauge them pay off, you know.
Yeah.
Hotel sector.
Yeah, definitely.
Villa.
Yeah, man.
Who are bartender. People work at petrol station.
Security.
Over 100,000 people, you know.
Security.
This thing really affect, you know.
Everywhere you go now, you have security. Yeah.
Yeah.
When them call it gated community now, you have security there. I mean,
I tell you, the government know the whole thing inside out, and them not really deal with the rights and equal rights and justice.
Them a deal with the private sector, Bridget. Them not deal with, a private sector them a deal with.
You know, but, you know.
I know them a come in the next election and the same security guard, them a go vote. For them. That's what
You know, Una make the wrong bang.
Yeah, it's a vicious thing, man. You know, you complain about them, but when the election come, at them you said vote for you. You know, no choice. No, what it is, no. Anyway, give thanks, Bridget.
Bless up, man.
Yes. Yeah, forward from 2 to 5:45 with a stepping razor, the art of war. And you know, say, when you really check where we're going right now, with this election thing, we're not election, but the Republican them a debate themselves. I talk about for them way of doing things and where them each individual I talk about what them going to do if them win and all them something there. And then when you look on the Caribbean island them and you say government Trinidad just changed them government. The same woman where I tell Jamaica say her country that an ATM machine. And I want to face it, Rasta. Believe you me, though. She face it, she tell Jamaica say that them is not an ATM machine and what's all. You know, it's what hurt me most of the time, you know. It's when me go in a supermarket, you know, and look on the shelf, man. Made in Trinidad, made in Jamaica. I say, wait, all the water them. Is what kind of thing we sign so? Or what is it that when I go to Trinidad and I go into the supermarket, the only thing I see in that supermarket are red stripe beer and where them call it something, oh gosh, man. Anyway, when I look at the amount of products that come from Trinidad in a Jamaica supermarket, and I say something imbalance, that's all, it's no balance. Is it that we are not producing enough to send there? That the means by which the Trinidadian produce is out maneuvering and out, really and truly that you can go in a supermarket and see so much things come from Trinidad, Rasta. One little country where liquor than our one. You put the two of them together, them not big like Jamaica. And really and truly. So who sign all them paper there? Why we not producing enough things to send to Trinidad? That when I go in all the supermarkets at Trinidad, I can say, what? This come from Jamaica. Yeah, you know, them way there. But you go in the supermarket, you see the water, really aqua, mineral, come from Trinidad. It's like a vexation reach, man. We're not supposed to import water, yeah. We're not supposed to be importing water, especially spring water or the water with them convert, the dirty water with them convert to mineral water. We're not supposed to import them thing there. Believe you me. There's no reason why Jamaica should be having, unless you want to be like Tapanari's upper class and then you go for the Fiji water. Where you say no, okay, Fiji water come like you buy fine wine. Understand? So it's a Fiji water on your shelf. You say, you just buy it because you want to show off to your friend them and you don't throw it back, you just put it You just pull it back a pipe water and put it up back in the kitchen. That's when your friend them come and say, what? She a drink all Fiji water. She have taste, man. I tell you. But it's a disgrace to see. I mean, I have fight against Trinidad, you know, because it's next Caribbean island, you know, but the thing kind of no balance. It no balance. Anyway, we don't talk about the election thing, and we are say, we see the whole heap of people that the Caribbean are change up them government, you know. And as the government change in Trinidad, we hear one of the MP them come out and say, it would be a travesty for Jamaica, for PNP don't be the next government. Because them afraid of the one-term thing, them not want happen, you know, like the one-term thing, the lick, what name, the holy one there, what name again, and Saint Andrew of Holiness. It's like, it lick him, because he was supposed to be the bright star now, where Bruce Golden put up there, and everybody's supposed to say, yes, Saint Andrew now, and him goof, him go lose, because him call the election the wrong time, and all them way there. You see them little people, you know, them PNP people, and them have experience in a maneuvering and crafting election, you know. So even though you see them are going so terrible, and them paint a picture like everything rosy and rosy, you know, them have a way to manipulate the people, them, you know. Even more than the other set of people, them, you know. Them people have a way to manipulate the people, them. That you forget, say you start down the road and not so far, you know. You forget, say you're not on a good road. And you forget, say you're not on clean water. After a while, when the election come on, you forget all of these things. All the road where you see the woman, them are run up and say, we want a road, we want a road. We have blocked the road till the member of parliament come up here, so. When the election come, when you forget, say the road want fix. Forget, say you not no pipe in the yard. And you're still in a pit tile thinking. The guy just come around with $5,000, some Kentucky Fried Chicken, and just win vote and see them power again. And they will complain again. Guys are complaining thing, and I say, well, I don't know. I say, my brethren up on the TV yesterday, and well, I tell you, Asta Black, I can't call him name, no, call my brethren. I say, Asta Black up on the TV the other day, and I said, sure. What a disappointment, Rasta. Believe you me, it's a total disappointment. And the brethren, I say, yeah, him have courage, you know. But if you put him down for talk in certain ways, you kind of get disappointed. I don't know why you say that, but I true. I tell you, you want to hear certain things and it make the thing look away, really. Tapanaris a come to me. The man are not easy, you know, Rasta. The man a come to me and say, Muta, we want to use a tune here in our election camp. What you say? Everybody else say, because I look at it good. I'm saying, you're not serious. It like him now, listen to what I say for the truth. It look like him now, listen to what I say. The man come to me over, me sit down over, whenever I sit down over it, I thought, I don't know where I'm going there for. That time, the store, you could have drive around the front for go to the store, run a marketplace. The man come to me and say, want to use the tune in a them election campaign. Nah, listen to the tune at all. Yes. Yes.
Hello, Mota.
Yes, Cutting Edge. Yes. Yeah, man, talk, man.
Yeah, man. You know what's the English boy I call about Mota? I listen to the program and I get a good vibes and the man. They come. Yo, Mr. Mota, I try not to know Mota. I tell the man, mash up. And you know, me can't, you know, I only want Jamaican.
What do you mean if I'm Jamaican? Jamaican, yes.
Let me show you something now. Why is it that we as Jamaican people, when time we go to people country, we go on like with it barn and grow there?
No, but him good at it barn and grow there too.
No, but I mean like, yeah, even in barn and grow them both. But you know, so we as Jamaicans,
him parents good at it go up on the banana boat and him barn and grow there, you know.
Yeah, but my roots are Mota.
Where roots there? No England.
Yeah.
No England. In a, you know where roots there in a Queen Elizabeth toilet.
You know the worst thing about it? Him say you don't say no nonsense. But guess what? Every week he can tell you everything he'll say for your program. What man listen to your program for then?
Every week, I know the first him call, I the first me hear him for the program still.
No, but me know, you know. But what me I say, even when the first thing call, you know, what me I say is that him still a listen to the quiet, you know. But I know for them, pagan, them listen to the program every week, you know. And then I say, you're done to your fool. No, change the station, please.
Where the problem is, him call at 5 o'clock in the morning, which is England time, you know. 5 o'clock, I mean, him wake up long time and listen to the program.
Him a listen to the program to a fool, don't man. One of your shows.
I tell you what.
You know what I'm do?
The man said, I have no ambition because I have all the shows.
You sure tell him that disgrace to the black race, man?
No, then me slow round this mic and so I must sit down and clear in England, him damn me declare Jamaica. I have no ambition and him sit down and listen to me.
I listen to you, and that's my problem. Then the people in Stone Green Mango still so. That's what I tell Motor.
All right,
they don't say the shining style. Big up yourself, man.
Listen. Alright, sir. So I think those 40 cylinder, but you see, you're white, it aggravates me because since I just called me a while ago, you know, I said, we could have gone for a long time. I can tell you something now. It aggravates me because of what I tried though for your race. And then me find it very funny that the same people them who you try wake up to a certain reality is them same one now. A fight for the white man. Because the white man have to fight you again, you know. All we are talking about, you know. All we are going, you know. The white man just left the thinking in the black people, them, you know, that the same black people we have fight against, them just set up themselves that you can't point your finger upon the white people again, you know. It's the black man you have to point your finger upon. So all the little idiot brother, you know, it's like him is part of that system where say, where you talk about a foolishness. A foolishness you talk about. A white people me a defend. You can't go and talk with your blackness and your Africa this. You know, so African I do this, African I do that. A white people me a defend. So it really painful for know that you sit down around a microphone and I try to defend your people, and your people cannot look upon you and I tell you where this is that brother I say. Anyway, cutting edge.
Hello.
Yeah, blessed.
Motor.
Yes, sir.
Yes, give chance. I'm calling from Philadelphia.
Okay.
And I wanna touch on that guy that called you the first time, the English boy.
You want to touch on him?
You have a Yeah. You have a diagnosis to people like that.
You have a what?
And there's a word to it. They call it the Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, me know about the Stockholm syndrome. That's how they do tell you.
And some people will choose to defend the system.
Make we explain what the Stockholm system thing is like. If a man kidnap you, you start like the man who kidnap you.
Yeah, it's when the captives.
Yeah.
It's when the captives start to show empathy for the captain start to show empathy for the captive.
Yeah, the person who get captured start to feel good.
So those who are held captive start to have sympathy for them that
who capture him. Yeah. They call it Stockholm syndrome. Yeah. And most black people that suffer from Stockholm syndrome, like that brother they know. Yeah.
Yes. And I want to touch on another point there when you talk about the translation of the Hebrew to the
Greek thing.
Latin translation.
Yeah.
You know, one time I got to one Chinese man, Japanese or wherever he comes from, Asian, and I asked him to translate the name Jesus Christ. And the man looked at me and told me, what am I talking about?
Them say what? What him say?
He asked me, but I asked this Asian man to translate the name Jesus Christ, because you know they say if you want to be saved, there's no other name.
Yeah, like last week we talked about it.
So I asked a Chinese man, what is the translation in Chinese for Jesus Christ?
Yeah.
And the man looked at me and started laugh.
So what?
He
laugh. Okay.
Yeah, because there's no translation in a Chinese for that name.
But I can tell you something to brethren. In Ethiopia, which is supposed to be the oldest Christian empire, there's no translation for it in them language neither. There's no translation in Amharic, which is the language of the Ethiopian national language. There's no translation for it in Ethiopian either. Because what them use is a Greek name, Jesus Christos. Jesus Christos is Greek. You know see it? So
I mean the Chinaman them
the Chinaman
not get saved them.
Yeah, the Chinaman them
the Indians them not get saved either.
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
Because they're not yeah. Anyway, there's you know about the Pope and the papacy going to the Western world in Philadelphia later this month.
The Pope doing what?
The Pope is going to be in Philadelphia at the end of the month.
You know, I hear something about that. Yes, about the America. I hear about it. Yeah, I hear about it. I don't know. I hear about Philadelphia, but I hear
the whole city is in a frenzy right now.
Oh yeah. Well, I
want to share some information with you. I don't know if you can play over the air, but I just want to listen to it, and it's very informative.
What you want?
Get a pen, you can give it a name.
You want to play something over the radio?
No, I want you to listen to it. Anybody who will listen to me can actually check it out. And for those if they can't listen to it, maybe you can play it over.
Yeah.
The channel on the YouTube is called Bible or Tradition. It's one word.
You never hear the brother say I play too much YouTube.
Yo, the better be man. The better be man. You know, you can listen to yourself now.
Go out. Where's
yeah, man. You listen. It is called Bible or Tradition, which is one word. And then you just put you in the Jesuit or the Secret Society of Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And that would just kind of lead up to the coming of the Pope at the end of the month.
I was just over the weekend. I was in Virginia, and in being in Virginia, the argument about Jamestown come up when them did first the first Africans them in America there.
I mean, Jamestown.
Jamestown, Virginia. That place they have a serious slavery history. That Virginia there, it have a serious slave history.
Yeah, Maryland too. Maryland have a deep history too. Maryland and Virginia. Yeah.
All right, sir. Give thanks, Bridget.
All right, Muta. Give thanks.
Yes. Yeah, you know, it's a very serious. I once again want to hear the people them who invite me in Virginia. Them call it the Virginia Reggae Festival. Yeah, the Virginia Reggae Festival. And you know, so them time of year, Jamaica is in the spotlight with all these festivals. Yes. Yeah, this is the cutting edge, and I refer there with you. As we are telling you, say, who was in Virginia, and there's a brethren named Corey Harris. You know, we get an email from him. We get the email, brethren, if you listen. He's a Rastaman who's a hardcore blues artist. We do show with him on festival in Canada. Hardcore blues artist, but him play like him main influence is a man named Alifar Kator, who is from Mali, the late Alifar Kator from Mali, who is a serious blues artist. Well, Corey, I say him write a book about Alifar Kator, and we are wait really patiently still we have a wait. We're not anxious, we patiently wait for the book. Because we know so the brethren really into Alifarka. Well, we want to play one of the brethren tune them, you know. Not Alifarka, but Corey Harris. Corey Harris, as I said, dreadlocks, hardcore blues artist. I mean, when I say blues, I talk about real southern kind of blues. You understand? Alifarka Kator is the main influence. This is Corey Harris. Yell. Man, make me cut the tune. tune and him not talk. EL. Alright. Yeah, blessed.
Muta.
Yes, sir.
A long time now me not talk to you, man.
Talk to me now, you know. Talk, man.
But me I tell you, say you start the program on the right note.
We try, when me start it again, I don't remember, you know.
Yeah, you talk about the politician, them, man.
Rico Rodriguez is me start the program with, man.
But you didn't talk about the politician, them afterwards.
Yeah.
And I talk about the trickery with them I go on with it.
Alright.
But you see 3/4 Jamaica people, them fool.
Okay,
because you tell you something. Me hear them attack say things are get better in a Jamaica. And I want to know which part in a Jamaica if I out of 89 Old Hope Road. Because if so be the case, me have to go left front center and go 89 Old Hope Road. Again,
where they are 89 Old Hope Road? Them the PLP quarters?
Yeah, man, them look like a hut there.
Okay.
So may I say differently, they must say unemployment is going down. Go and know if in a Jamaica house that I go down, or a out of Minister of Finance, or in a garden house. When you look for the general population, brethren, we are suffer. Not even jobs you can't find.
Yeah, but me I wonder which part them I look, because me I look and me can't see. Me don't know if I mean, no, so me not spite nobody, you know. Me not spite nobody, you know, but me I look, what that?
I see him thing with me too, me not spite nobody either. I see him thing.
Hold on, it's a dog was old behind you that's a while ago.
Yeah, man.
What?
Some big Rottweiler there over the next yard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, what me I say
now? Me tell you the truth, Muta. Me say we things bad in Jamaica, brethren. Never in a history. You could have been my father.
Yeah.
And let me tell you this. Me never used to see people sell bag juice and back juice and them. Me never used to see people sell bag juice and back juice and them something in a pram. Pram where them push baby now.
Yeah.
And any little thing a man can find nowadays to push. He must try put something in it to go sell.
Anything he can sell, no, he must sell it too. Because
anything.
They want to go thief, so they must sell anything now.
Yes.
No, me tell you, I truly talk, virgin. Me don't know if I'm blind or not see me not see, or I can't see, me can't see.
Muta.
Yeah.
A wicked the people and wicked too. Come here tell you something again. You see God concept where you try to beat out the people and show them a slavery mentality.
Yeah.
That's one of the concept. One of those politics alone are all we down.
Yeah, well,
religion are all we down too. Because you hear people more tell you say, once you believe in a God, everything is possible. You can pray. Yeah. And everything just turn right around. I see a thing you argue with a man, you know, with the same thing where you tell me, you know. Yeah. On the program, you know, say, if a man can prove to you, say, God grow back a one-hand man on.
No, God.
Or a one-foot man foot. Or a one-year man high.
No, we cut off every last shade of beard and everything and join them. Me never tell you about no God in a bread. What do you misquote me so? Me say.
No, Christian people, them man. They must say, you know.
If the man them who I talk about them are heal people and cure people.
Yeah.
If them can do a miracle and make a 1 foot man grow back him foot, me change up everything when me at on a program now. Believe you me. Mr. Adam
yeah, then eat me and tell the people and say that you say I'm in a wrong you. Even me myself when me look on the thing and fathom it and look on how we grew up and we do everything to please God. And when we realize right now a hole we're dropping now.
Worse. The people
a hole we're dropping now, you know.
The majority of people them in a Jamaica who is poor people. When the more them pray to God, the more them sufferation come upon them.
True.
Yeah.
Them not see it.
So them are pray to the wrong God.
So I even tell the people them say, that the time get I rich I church them again. Because guess what?
Of course.
And the more problem poor people have a face. And you go and run go to church and look and things say they say answer them. And you have to pray to the God and things say God go and fix the thing and make you become happy and alright again.
Yeah.
That time a little bit of resources we're supposed to carry you for the rest of your life. And if you take a get faster.
Man, get olive oil for rub up on you, man. You tell you?
Yeah, man. So you know, say it me explain to some Christian and tell them say is a farmer obia thing, but then don't class it as obia.
Yeah.
Any farmer oil where you consecrate, it fall under them ritual business there. And them will tell me say no, because a church you know nothing to do with obia and them something.
The spirit of the Lord are more resemble more legitimacy than the Orishas in African tradition, man. I like them. Yeah. If you tell the same thing in an African tradition is frowned upon.
Yeah.
But when you do it in a Roman Catholic church, and when the pastor come in your yard and sprinkle olive oil around the yard and attack in a so-called tongue, that is deemed good because it's in the name of Jesus Christ. But when you do it in the name of the Orishas in Africa now, then you know say you're a devil worshipper.
Yeah. That's true, man. That's true. But me don't really know what's wrong with the black people, them silly ass. But you have to keep on fight to the end, see if you can change them because they're very hard to change, yes, sir.
Good must overcome evil, man. That's how we are working.
Yeah, man.
Yes. All right, brethren, give thanks.
Yeah, man. So take care.
Yeah, and we have follow Marcus Garvey too, because Marcus Garvey talk about for confidence in yourself. You know them way. So here we are saying now. We're going to go and do it. We're going to go and do it, you know. We don't stop. We don't stop do it, man, because I must open, you know. And blind can't lead blind, slave can't leave slave. Slave can't free slave, you know. You have to free yourself first, become free another slave. You understand? So that's how we are working. That's how we are working. We're not at the bottom of the ship, you know. We're not at the bottom of the ship. You think so we are underneath it? A long time now I think they make you feel you're at the bottom of the ship. But we are searching for African pride, and that's what we work for. African pride. Where black people realize them Africanness. And we not stop say that. We not stop say that. Blessed man.
Rastafari love.
Aye.
Yes, I know night in a motor. I know, so don't make no drunk or leave me going away, no. I know, I'm in a...
Yeah.
I know, I'm in a drunk or leave me going away, man.
Oh,
I'll promise you the people them have drunk or leave them go all about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know, me, I say them are drunk or them say them are drunk.
Yeah, well,
I would see them works, I wouldn't say drunk or works that.
Of course.
You know what I mean? But them people are going no. If them not, if hungry them are hungry to them start eat the drunk of them. So the drunk of them go and feel like them can fly away. Motor, go on do it so like an English boy there.
No.
I go down and clean the queen foot.
No,
kiss it up.
Him never ever reached that so.
Yeah, boy, no motor we get to them go to Bokara Road.
Him go to know the queen live.
Him go to Bokara Road and beg her, do PR for kiss her too. Motor, go on do your you know.
All right, you know. Blessed man,
give thanks to the strength each night, you know. I hear as well this about that first time we call through because we wait so long. Right. Yeah, man, wait hours and hours.
And the brother make you call.
No, Motor.
You're gone. I get cut off. So, where's the African pride that the sisters thing about? Get this thing up for the people.
News again this week. During a segment on CBS's The Talk, co-host Cheryl Underwood expressed dismay that supermodel Heidi Klum would save the cut hair of her biracial children. Never see us at the hair place going, look here, what I need here is I need those curly nappy beads. That just seems nasty. Now, Underwood swiftly apologized, claiming that she was making a joke, but also acknowledging that the misplaced humor touched on a deep place of pain for many African Americans, the social rejection of our hair. While Underwood was taking the brunt of public outrage for her hair joke, we learned this week that a school in Tulsa, Oklahoma has made hair shaming official policy. Deborah Brown Community School in Tulsa, Oklahoma sent a student home for what authorities there deemed an unacceptable hairstyle. The hairstyle, short dreadlocks pinned back with a bow. The student, a 7-year-old girl who by all accounts is a very good student. So now my letter this week isn't to Deborah Brown Community School, even though we reached out to them and were referred to their lawyer who still hasn't called back. Instead, my letter this week is to the most important person in the whole story, 7-year-old Tiana Parker and all the little Tianas in our other communities. Dear Tiana, it's me, Melissa. Tiana, when I saw and heard you cry about not being able to wear your hair the way you wanted, it broke my heart. First of all, Tiana, no matter what your school or anyone else has said to you, we are proud of your hair, and you should be too. In spite of your school's policy that states hairstyles such as dreadlocks, afros, and other faddish styles are unacceptable, for the record, Tiana, your hair is not distracting, unacceptable, a fad, or wrong. Tiana, your hair is wonderful. You come from a people with a beautiful array of styles and textures that range from short to big afros that come in colors from gray to black. curly naturals that spiral every which way just because they can. And you, dear Tiana, are part of a people who have the choice of sporting dreadlocks, which have a rich history in black culture. Locks have been rocked by the likes of reggae's most indelible artist, Bob Marley, and later generations of musicians like rocker Lenny Kravitz, who wore dreadlocks in his early days. Songstress Lauryn Hill's locks were matched by the beauty of her deep brown skin, and that same beautiful brown skin that you possess, Tiana. Because remember, on top of all this, your black is beautiful. And let's not forget the Queen Bee herself. Oscar-winning actress Miss Whoopi Goldberg hasn't let anyone tell her how to dress or look and has proudly worn her locks for decades. But if you need inspiration, a little bit closer to your own age, you can look to young artist Willow Smith. Whether she is whipping her hair back and forth or she's rocking the shortest buzz cut, no one tells her how to limit her beauty or her choices. The same way that your beauty and choices are limitless, dear Tiana. So your old school might want to revamp its policy, because instead of enforcing a uniform policy for students, it reinforces stereotypes and undermines a sense of students' self-worth. And also, kudos to your mama and your daddy, the barber who takes great pride in your hair, for pulling you out of that school that did not celebrate their child. So here is the MHP show message to you, Tiana, and to all the little brown girls who rock their hair in all its many styles. You are perfect just the way you are, and don't be confused. When you're at school, it's what's in your head that is way more important than what is on your head.
Irie FM, thought-provoking, always smoking, lyrics like a bazooka. You are listening to Mutabaruka.
Some guy posted my first video on YouTube, and let me tell you, things are getting hot. But don't let my white friends stop you from hearing the truth. Some of my white friends are upset, and for good reason. It's not every day you people get to see the inside secrets we whites have used for decades to dominate people of color. But don't fear. My white friends are just mad, because once you know all the secrets to gaining real black power, they will no longer be able to rule over you, because basically you blacks are the cash cow for white economics, and it has always been this way. Now, let's get back down to business. Today, I'm going to give you 3 more tips to gaining real black power. And this time I will try to keep it short. Last time we spoke about unity, religion, and economics. And while these are very important to establishing black power, there are other factors, more subtle, which you will need if you were to ever rule the world again. The first is self-image and self-love. The reason why you spend so much time trying to be friends with us white people is because you really don't want to be friends with yourselves. Your issue with self-image is a psychological one, which we implanted when we gave you our religion. This weapon was very effective, because it got you black people to fall in love with our image of beauty while at the same time making you hate your own. You see, every time a little black girl watches television, she is systematically being programmed to hate herself. And this is really a crime, because that little black girl will grow up and teach her little daughter to hate herself too. These methods of mind control are called implants. They are very effective, and boy, let me tell you, if I had a dime for every black female who permed her hair, I'd be a millionaire. You black men really have to get it together. For you to perm your hair is saying to the world that nappy, kinky hair is not good enough to wear. To believe this is culturally suicidal and reinforces our white supremacy system on every level. To perm your hair as a black woman is like a shark cutting off its fin. To do this is an open declaration that you hate who you are. And everybody knows this but you. We whites look at you and quietly laugh. We can't believe how you try to suppress your own DNA and then teach it to your daughters like it is some kind of family recipe to make popsicles. This act is nothing to be proud of. You should stop it, and stop it now. I've seen little black girls as young as 5 years old with perms in their hair. This is completely niggardly and self-hating. Some of you black girls take it a step further and wear other people's hair in your heads. How can any self-respecting people do this and keep a straight face? I mean, really. This is ridiculous. I'm sure the Koreans are lefting all the way to the bank selling you blacks other people's hair. And I'd be willing to bet that the Hindus who distribute it are getting a nice payday too. You see, under our white supremacy culture, we take your sicknesses and turn them into profit for us. We know you cannot stand your black skin either and will buy all kinds of creams and lighteners to look more like us. We've made billions of dollars on your dysfunction. This is the way we keep the money rolling in. The sad thing is you hate yourself so much, you were willing to burn your scalp and face to change it. Some I have seen cut their noses down to be more white. Michael Jackson was one of those girls who did this. I mean, guys. Whatever. You get what I am saying. It's all about not being who you really are. But worst is the fact that you can't really say you love others until you can truly love yourselves. Which is why some of your relationships with black men are so bad. He's the deep part. Some of you would diss a black guy because maybe he didn't go to church or have a good job. You would say if he does not believe in Jesus, you cannot date him. Remember, many of the images of Jesus have blonde hair and European features. So you diss the black guy for a blonde hair white guy who's basically a ghost, and then turn around and diss yourself by bleaching and perming your hair to look like the blonde-haired white image we gave you during slavery. Long story short, you were so in love with our image you reject everything that's not us. And that's how we control you. If I saw my white girlfriend trying to put other people's hair in her head and trying to look black, I would not respect her as much as I probably should. Further, I would get her a psychological evaluation because, like a fish shaving off its scales and wearing cat fur to be more like its enemy, a black woman perming her own hair to wear other people's long stringy hair is borderline psychotic, and means the mental evaluation needs to be put in place. You black women are the mothers of all civilization, for Christ's sakes. Going around trying to reject your own birthright. If you ever want to get back on top, you are going to have to stop perming and bleaching yourselves. Teach your daughters and sons to love who they are. And stop watching Sex in the City. It's just a bunch of white women bed hopping and living a lifestyle you will never see. Spend your time teaching your little girls to love being black. Turn those skinny white bitches off and give your babies a future where black girls rule.
Thought-provoking, always smoking, lyrics like a bazooka. You are listening to Mutabaruka.
Yes.
Oh, you mean?
Yeah, man. Long story short, live black the way you ought. You know, me listen to that vibes you play. You share just no, not with the white boy. The sister.
The lady, yes.
Yes.
About the dreadlock went to school and
yes.
Similar thing we have in Jamaica. We have that.
Of course. And you know, Congo is all about, you know, being black and living black, you know?
Yeah.
It's all about being black and living black. I want to go forward on the money thing and then say something about Ethiopia marking a new year. During the recent gathering that IFM had for our beloved Marcus Messiah Garvey, I heard I play some feet forward from it. Even tonight, it was the main guest was shared.
Yeah.
In one of the time when I was sharing some feet forward, I say, yes, IFM shop. You know, I was describing the gathering, and then I say, IFM sure that IFM have the power. And when I say that, I feel the Irish. Same time, what the I feel when I said that, because I didn't attend, you know. I didn't get to attend. So I observe every kind of feed forward. Yeah. But, you know, I want to share quickly, not attending still, there was a time when there was even listening. I did what I had to did. I did what I had to do. There was a time when the reasoning going on and the same time drumming going on.
Okay.
And the drumming was above the reasoning. Okay. And I called in the shrimp on the switchboard and tell her, instruct who in charge of whatever. Tell the drummers to tune down. I'm a play harps, you know.
That's why some people that call for me play it forward, play the entire thing forward because them never.
Yeah, there was a drumming that is above the reasoning and ought not to be so. It's a time for everything. Yes, okay. Back forward to the sound about the power. You see, economic stability as black conscious people. Me not talk about the wider black people in general. Yes. But me talk about Pan-African, me talk about Rastafari, me talk about I who claim that we are different to the other people who look like we. I who claim that consciousness to know say we black and we live black. It is important that we set that economic stability that our beloved Serene Highness Marcus Messiah Garvey was pursuing. Economic power within the scheme of things is very important. His Imperial Majesty implores to seek that, to balance out things.
One of the most important aspects of the struggle too.
Of course. And we can see quite clearly how the war, the economical warfare, even this IMF thing here, it is all about, IMF was created to build you up. It is economical warfare. And they are doing it blatantly now. I just like how they kill our brethren there from the eastern part of the continent, right in front of our eyes. You know, the ANC, you know, the ANC did what they had, was doing what, and it needs more organization like that, on the ground black organization, along with what other defense we are having. It needed.
Yeah.
Because it red. Yeah. Let me quickly talk about the new year of our continental home.
Which is tomorrow, right? Today? No, tomorrow. Tomorrow is the new year in Ethiopia.
Yes, according to the 11th.
The Julian calendar. This is the Mascaram, the 11th of Mascaram. Yes.
Yes. I'm on notice every time that I will come around. There is things happening in the elements, as though Ethiopia, you know, me a laugh is a serious thing. Because Ethiopia is the cradle of civilization in Congo. And we know what those who hate Ethiopia, the enemies of Ethiopia, we know what they have done and continue to do.
So
against this blessed continent.
Every time it come around, where's about every time?
Every time it come around, there is things happening globally.
Like tell me every time for like 7 years.
Storms, things, all kind of things, man. I want there to note it. Every time the 11th of September, that Iowa, between the 11th, anytime that a new year starts in Ethiopia, like Ethiopia.
When the two buildings them go down in America.
Yes, all that too.
And I think it's
and we can just go on talking, Gilbert. We can just go on talking. Every time it comes around.
So you think
that continental.
So you think that tomorrow something will happen then? I use every time. We all laugh.
Let us observe.
I look out for disaster till you know disaster come. I look out.
No, not disaster to Ethiopians, you know.
No, we never say. Oh, I mean not to disaster to Ethiopians.
And if Ethiopians who feel it within the scheme of things,
no, the 11th of September them shoot Peter Tash.
All of that, careless Ethiopians. Careless Ethiopians I'm not saying Peter Tosh is a careless Ethiopian, you know. I'm just saying things happen, you know. Things happen to kind of like a kind of awakening.
All right, what happen next week, Wednesday? We will talk about what happen tomorrow.
Truly.
All right. We could see what happen. All right, give thanks. Here, Richard.
Blessed.
Yeah. Okay. Since I throw the coma away, they're on the turntable.
Yeah, more.
Yeah.
Yes, Mota.
Yeah, blessed man.
Yeah, blessed. First time call a Mota, and I up and I listen to the and when I say I must first learn how truth from falsehood. Because if I learn truth from falsehood, then I dead certain way spiritually. Listen me, Mota. No, I say, as black people, we need to replace the Western no truth, syllogistic logic with truth based on African cosmological thinking. You see me? And the thing where the white man come on and say is so true, because if you really check it, the people them brainwash from them time like Christopher Columbus find the map to discover the new world. Now the black man them will write the book like they came before Columbus, Ivan van Sertima, and the dawn voyage across the Atlantic by Michael Bradley. And there are black people think them thing, and black people need to know them thing that them just get brainwashed. For you to know the truth is, you have to understand the structure upon which the world is based. You see my motor, and the way that your spirit is constructed is based on the powers that control the world. No, me just get deported from America, you know, and a whole heap of things me go through with them. You see all the thing where I go on a Qatar with the Jamaica government. Me not business with the man and the thing, but you see if a Jamaican national get like in a problem in the rest of the world, the onus is on the Jamaica government as a government to represent the national, whether in guilty or not. But the America, you know, I mean, I deal with my court case, you know. I mean, my thing with 11th Circuit Court of Appeal. I may I defend myself, you know. I get in touch with the embassy, the consulate of Miami. I'm going to talk to a man named Mr. Carter. You know, Muta between me and you know, that Mr. Carter, they have a fake name, you know. See? I'm not going to really call them, because I get a letter from them. I send a letter to them, I tell them, say, yo, my case in a court of appeal. Them people I want to send me home September last year, them couldn't do it, because jail work. November, them try again. And then them send a letter come to me and tell me to them acknowledge my receipt. The letter when I send to them, the original court of appeal thing when I get from the 11th Circuit down in Louisiana. Georgia. So when we get a letter, you know, from the government of Jamaica saying that that them acknowledge so and so, then ICE, Immigration, Custom and Enforcement come and pressure me, and I say, yo, no, move me, because I not sign nothing. Then them get the man from the consulate and him say, give him the phone. And him going to tell me, you know, what is he going to do? What can he do? Me say, you can do issue no travel document to ICE, you know, until my case is heard in the Court of Appeal. And then anything that they say, then I just have to abide by the law, because I have a good case. So, you see, all the Jamaican government now, and then them are working ICE, and them are asking me what he must do as a representative of the Jamaica government. And me, I defend myself, I have no big lie. I tell him, say, don't issue no travel documents to these people until the case is heard. I know, so the man, them ship me out same way, December 18th, them pack me out, all the court paper, them and everything, and send me back home to Jamaica. I know me not sign nothing, you know. I'm them want my fingerprint and mobile. I'm tell them, say, me is not a criminal in Jamaica, you know. Me not commit no crime. Me not no fingerprint. Them want me sign paperwork. I send paperwork where I have the incorrect charges, them when I go to court pan. I say, you know, I'm not even nobody fight them, because I spend more time in a detention center, immigration, now when I spend at prison. me spend 12 months in prison for a felony. Now, Muta, if you know American jurisprudence, a felony is a charge that carry over 1 year. That is a felony. 1 year over 1 year is a felony. Anything under 12 months or less is a misdemeanor. Now, they might deport me for a felony and I get 12 months in a prison. Technically, that is not right, and that may I fight them pan. I may have a good case, and the man go get the man travel document. But isolation so much time that I'm tired of it.
But you have to realize, them change them things since you talk about that, you know. Them change them things, you know, because them now ease up off what them call aliens, you know. If you broke a stoplight, them are deport you, you know. And so them are do them thing, you know. You know, it's a total different America from. You know?
Well, one thing I will tell the Jamaican them say, and a Rasta daughter they tell me from up there, her father come from Olympic Garden, and I'm big up all of the Rasta conscious people them. I come like on the Rasta alone conscious, you know. She tell me, say, this is Mota, I'm want you hear me. She say, yo, me the last all my passport and my green card one time. She say, you better get them, you know. Because that time I come in America, you know, when you go on left and them not going to make you left. So, I'm glad she left, you know. That time I about to fight to stay up there, you know. Because some little undercurrent I go on where them say America is a bastion of capitalism. But you see, for me up there, a Rasta grow me, you know, I monitor them thing, you know. America is a communist state, you know, if you really check certain thing, you know. With them hold up a camera there and them deny the people, them. They are DC. And DC people them vote against the gay thing, them now want same-sex marriage. And the DC council overrule them. Then the federal government overrule the whole of America state, them like the state of Maryland, so them now want it either.
So we have to move now, though. You're the politics kind of long, you know. We have to move.
Yeah, but when I say now, black people mind now as the man, the way the white guy will come on, he's so perfectly right.
Them hear it, man. Them hear it. You don't have to repeat what them say. Them hear it, man.
All right, so Muta, I respect and keep up the good work.
Yeah, man, give thanks. Well, I want to tell you, as the Virgin talk about that, today, Bunting, them just sign a thing in a parliament will say, if you juggle things upon the seas in our next man water, them now responsible for you. It's like a Mission Impossible thing, you know. Or James Bond, if them find you, them are going to say, them don't know you. But did I say right now, do you the law set up here to know? If them find you in a people waters and smuggle or do anything unlawful, nobody call Jamaica government for no help. Them are going to make the country where them find you in them waters, try you and convict you, or try you and let you go whatsoever. Them not responsible for you. So, why you hear that? I want to hear that, you know. All the man them who are planning for smuggle things, you know. Them Jamaican government not responsible for you if you get caught in a Panamanian waters, in American waters, you know. You turn you over to America and say, and watch the man after say, I find no fault with this man, but if you find fault with him, take him and crucify him. Yes. And we that. Anyway, this is the continent, you know, so we have a little time and we want to give thanks to the moment, you know. Give thanks for the time and the energy, you know, so we're there forward again from 2 to 5:45 with the stepping razor, the art of war. And we want to tell the people, you know, believe you me, tomorrow, which is Friday, is the Ethiopian New Year's Day. Now that may have no significance to most Jamaican people, but to a large amount of people in Jamaica who recognize Ethiopia. The 11th of September, which is the month of Mascaram in Ethiopia, which according to the Julian calendar, which is different from the Gregorian calendar, which run 7 years. 7 years. These are 7 years difference in the Julian calendar than the Gregorian calendar. Well, we want you to know that in Ethiopia, the people them celebrate New Year's on the 11th of September. Might sound strange, but it's true. The 11th of September is the Ethiopian New Year. So Rastafari, recognizing this, and not making nobody tell you what to celebrate and what not to celebrate. Celebrate New Year's. I remember I celebrate the big I celebrate the coming of the new millennium, yeah. 2 times. Man, I wonder how me do that. Yeah, man, me celebrate New Year in Jamaica and celebrate New Year in Ethiopia. The same New Year. Celebrate Jamaica New Year, this Western New Year, yeah, and celebrate New Year again in Ethiopia. So, in my lifetime, me can say that. So, me celebrate 2 New Year in the beginning of what them call the 21st century. Yeah. Me celebrate 2 New Year in a 2 different country, in a 2 different places on the earth. And right now, this is New Year's Eve in Ethiopia. I hope I right, you know, so today the 10th. And today the 10th, today must be the 10th. Today the 10th, 10th of September. Yeah, tomorrow the 11th of September, yeah. So, we want the people to know that. Because it's not many things of African that people want to really contend with. If them hear about Easter and Valentine's Day and all these things, people is quick to celebrate anything that the Europeans give you to celebrate. We celebrate it without murmuring. Yeah, but if you hear about like Kwanzaa where a black man start, or even Black History Month, you hear all that man say Black History Month not relevant in Jamaica is because black people is the minority in America. And it was necessary to bring the black people them to a certain level of consciousness. That is why it was important to have Black History Month. When you say about Jamaica, what you didn't say about Jamaica don't need to come to a level of black consciousness too. Black History Month is very important. Very, very important. Why is it that them, that's why I say now, them have way, anything where label African and black, them have we have fight against it more than how white people fight against it. Me go to Europe and go in a white people house, and when me looking at them house, me see so much African things, African artifacts, and me I tell me I say, wow. Me go in a black people house in America and appear Chinese cracker and Chinese this and some little sofa with plastic all over it, and you know, some little false flowers, plastic flowers with them buy in at the 99-cent store and all them something. And me I say, you know, it's amazing. It's amazing. One time a Nigerian brother with him Christian thinking come on my yard and say can't come to the house because too much JoJo things in it. I'm frightened. Nigeria, you know, from Africa, you know. Work at the embassy, you know. You know, earn back the Nigerian embassy, you know. Him come around my yard and them say, nah, come in at the house. Because me have too much, you know, them in a Nigeria, JoJo is like where people that say Obia. I saw them say JoJo. Right? The man say me have too much JoJo things in my house. So him nah coming at the house. It's a Nigerian who go to church every Sunday, no miss church, you know. So to him now, for him Nigerian expression is not worthy. But if him going at church, if him going at house now, him see the white Jesus on the wall with a cross, and him see the rose over there, so, and him see a sign Mary, then that is a welcoming sight. That is a welcoming sight. But for coming out house to reflect for him culture, the man said, nah, come in at my house, Rasta. My house look like JoJo house. In other words, my house look like a Obia house. All me have been there, you know. It's some Nigerian artifacts, you know. When me go to Nigeria, me collect the Nigerian artifacts. That's all me have been there, you know. The Nigerian said, nah, come in at my house, Rasta. like we are going to say some bosom for him. With him own things, you know. Him own cultural things, you know. Him say, we are going to say, like, that thing, you know. So, watch a man. Me see black people are walk around with cross around them neck. Because, you know, say, and the old rugged cross, the emblem of suffering and shame, you know. It's suffering and shame, you know. It represents suffering and shame because our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ died on the cross for our sins. So it's an emblem of suffering and shame. No, you can imagine if them did inject Jesus Christ when they would wear a needle around them neck, or if them did put him on an electric chair. If everybody would make a little electric chair and hang it around them neck. No. Black people. You know what say we traumatize Rasta? Black people walk around with cross around them neck, the emblem of suffering and shame. Oh, you ever see all the roses them and romanticism them have a little man pan it, you know, a little white man pan it, you know, and black people, you ever had some hip-hop artists, you know, Rasta? Dancehall artists too. Them go on Canal Street in New York, you know, and they sort of whole heap of chain and ring and gold this and gold that, you know. But I watch out thing, you know, because the real thing sell in a Manhattan, pan Fifth Avenue, where the Jew them sell. So if you want the authentic thing, you go down at Fifth Avenue and find the Jew there. But you see them can't afford that. Some of the big artists them can afford it, you know. Jay-Z and all them man, they can't go down there and buy out the whole rotted store. But you see our little idiot black people we are trying to look away now. We go down a Canal Street. Go buy the chain them by the foot. Sell me a foot on this chain and a foot. By the time you put it on a beard with it, you know, better make sure you take it off when you go beard, you know. Because when you go beard tonight, you know, all the gold with the pallet watch off. So when you look on the cross them, where you see some of them black people are wearing around them neck, you know, them not see that as guzum, or what you call guzum. It's like, it's a guzum thing because them brainwash to the point where we feel say having on the cross around the neck is a protection. Or if we're going to do something, we make the sign of the cross. I put yourself on the cross, you know. We look up in the sky in the name of the Father and Son of the Holy Ghost, amen. And make cross power. Why the hell a man would have put your Savior, your God, on a cross and you hug it up so? A Roman system, a Roman government take your Savior and put on a cross, and then now you internalize this emblem of suffering and shame and start to adore it. Me not understand that something wrong with my brain, just that. Something wrong with my brain. That me I say, all right, maybe if them did inject him, everybody that walk around and needle around them neck. You know, if them did hang him, everybody that walk around a rope, a hangman noose around them neck and say, see, the emblem of suffering and shame, them hang me Lord upon this and have to continuously wear it. A madness. We are pickaxe around your neck. A madness. I wanted them now to turn around them head. You don't see it. And we did have to turn around our head and I know it become a crown. Yes. Because that them a fight against the lock. Anyway, the man called Matrix is in the house. We say give thanks to the moment, give thanks to the time, give thanks to the energy. We don't have no friend. We don't have no friend. Because when you look on what people do, I mean, oh the hell, I mean, really? Well, I mean, I don't know. Nobody don't know where the trade wind blows still. We don't know where it blows, but it blows. Can't tell. Eh? Can't tell. Anywhere it blows, May I tell you, boy, when me look at them things, me think hard, and me I say, oh, after so much years, Rasta. Well, I mean, 400 years are not long still, you know. Because the trauma where we go through, you know, Rasta. We're not supposed to die, you know. Black people weren't supposed to die on earth still, you know. The amount of things that we go through as a people, you know. But we're there and we survive. So, it's a time. Because what we did there yesterday, we're not there today. But some people go forward and take some more backward step. I gone, tomorrow.